You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps.
Live to the east side of India. 6A number 2 Center Grove is about to take the field against 6A number 1 Warren Central in the Final Four. Kevin Conrad along with Ted Kitchell and Rick Embry, we welcome you to Center Grove Trojan football. This is the 46th annual IHSAA Football State Tournament being presented by the Indianapolis Colts and Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. And Ted, once again, chilly temperatures tonight. Temperatures in the 30s, but we don't have quite the wind that we had last Friday night in the Trojans win against Avon at home.
Yeah, and thank God the ice and rain have gone away, and they've had a day to melt because it was kind of nasty there as we got up a couple days ago to go to work. But it's conditions that I'm sure Eric Moore wishes the conditions were a little tougher. I'm sure he wishes there was a little rain because this is a football team they're playing tonight that likes to throw the football. They've thrown for almost 3,100 yards this year, and they're led by George, who probably gets as much advice at practice as he does when he gets home, because he's obviously the son of the great Jeff George, one of the great quarterbacks to ever come out of the state of Indiana. And he's just continued to get better and better, and then you put a great running back with him who's up almost to 2,500 yards this year, and then you got the great David Bell. So they are a three-headed monster, and they can do a lot. They score a lot of points. They can really put a lot of points on the board, and obviously there's a reason why they're 10-0 and have been ranked number 1 all year.
Center Grove at 9-3, finished up 5-2 in the MIC conference, finished second place in the MIC. The Trojans are riding a 7-game winning streak coming into tonight's game. Head coach Eric Moore now in his 20th year at Center Grove. Coach Moore in postseason play, 56 wins, 17 losses. For the Warren Central Warriors, undefeated, 12-0, won the MIC championship at 7-0. Coach Jason West now in his 6th year at Warren Central, 57 wins, 16 losses. And of course, Coach West was an assistant coach years ago under Coach Moore at Center Grove, and he's done a splendid job, Ted, here at Warren Central, winning a state championship in his first year, and they got another team trying to get back to the state title game again this year.
Well, he's done a splendid job wherever he's been. I mean, he obviously learned well from one Eric Moore, but when he was at Lawrence Central, he kind of took that program and he led them to a state title. They were a dominating team. And then he took over Warren Central, and the first year he was here, he led them to a state championship. So he's been there before. He knows what type of things the Trojans like to do, what Eric Moore likes to do, and it should be a great, great game.
So we will now pause for the playing of our national anthem. Our national anthem here on the east side of Indy at Warren Central. We're just moments away before the kickoff between Center Grove and Warren Central here in the semi-state championship game. The winner advances to Lucas Oil Stadium next Friday night at 7:05 to play the winner between Valpo and Carmel. Those two teams will be playing at 8 o'clock tonight at Valpo, so we'll keep an eye on that score to the north. But here again, we got the number 1 team in Warren Central against the number 2 team in Center Grove, and it should be a great one. And Ted, the Trojans have won the last 2 postseason games against Warren Central. Of course, the first time and the only time Center Grove has won in the state tournament here at Warren Central was back in 2015. Of course, the Trojans went on to win the state title that year.
Yeah, it should be a great game. I mean, I've talked a lot about Warren Central and all their great players, but believe me when I say Center Grove can win this football game. I mean, now they have to play very good football. They've got to play great in special teams. They cannot turn the football over. You cannot turn the football over, and you cannot give up big plays defensively. Your defensive line needs to be really strong. You need to be able to some 3-and-outs and not have your defense on the field all night. Obviously, you know offensively what they're going to do and what they have to do if they expect to win. I mean, Carson Steele has got to have a big night. Obviously, Warren Central knows that also. So there's a lot of things that have to be done, but in these type of games, I mean, everything is important. Offense, defense, special teams. Cannot turn the football over and cannot get big penalties. You can't get holding penalties that put you back at 1st and 25. So it's a physical game, but it's also a mental game. And as I said before in the pregame, it's a team in Center Grove that the coaching staff I know has been working all week that you must believe that you can win the game. I mean, you know, sometimes you walk out on the field and you don't think you can win the football game. You're probably not going to win the football game. I mean, you have got to believe that you can win.
We see the Center Grove Trojans here on the near side in the road uniforms, white trimmed in red. Warren Central on the far side of the field in the black uniforms trimmed in gold. And that will conclude our Duke Holmes pregame show. Duke Holmes, many promise, we deliver. Also tonight's game being presented by Texas Roadhouse, by Marine Center, the boating superstore, and by Century 21 Sheets, Tiffany McClurg, Realtor. We see the captains at midfield. Jackson Moore, Jacob Keith, your offensive captains tonight for the Trojans. Matt Pence, your defensive captain, along with Lucas Railing, also the defensive captain for the Trojans.
Yeah, they actually did this a little while ago. I think Center Grove is going to kick off, but I think Warren is going to receive. I think they actually turn them around here. Center Grove will be kicking, as we're looking at it from the visitor side, they'll be kicking from right to left into the wind, so they will be able to have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter.
So the Trojans kicking to begin tonight's semi-state championship game. Game time temperature here at Warren Central, 38 degrees. It's cloudy, and there is a 10% chance of precipitation, and it did say snow. We'll see. Rather have snow than rain.
Yeah. I think it's a smart move on Eric Moore's, to kick off here to start the game. I mean, his defense has really led the way the last 3 or 4 weeks. They played very, very strong. This is not a team that you want to try to outscore. I mean, they can put 50 on the board pretty easily. So it's a team that you would like to be in that, 14-10 type of game, 14-7. You feel like if it gets into the 30s, it's a real advantage for them. Be interesting to see on the kickoff. We know that David Bell returns punts, returns kickoffs, and he's very, very good. And Center Grove has had some troubles with the return game this year, so I would be very surprised if they kick the ball away, and I would expect a little pooch kick to start the game.
Elijah Price, number 82. He's a junior wide receiver back deep here for Warren Central.
I mean, I'm not telling Jason West anything new here. He knows what Eric Moore is probably going to do. If I were him, I would put my guys in that position to catch that pooch kick.
Luke Eckert will kick it off, and this semi-state championship game is underway, and it's going to be taken from inside the 1-yard line, and Price will bring the football all the way across the 20 and just short of the 25. And again, his feet might have been in the end zone. Again, it's the football.
Exactly. His feet were definitely in the end zone, but he was leaning forward and the football was not in the end zone, so they gave him an opportunity to run it out. Obviously, the defense for Center Grove has been very, very good all year. It's been led by Gaffney, number 91. Their leading tackler, Boyd, number 45, has done an outstanding job. Gaffney comes in with 8.5 sacks on the season.
Jaden George, senior quarterback, 6'3", 190, 63% completion rate, 2,759 yards passing. The first pass tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Caden Curry, the freshman, got his hands on it, and let's take a look at the starting lineup tonight for the Trojans defensively. You've got, again, on that D-line, Brian Gaffney, Lucas Hunter, Cade Lansdale. Caden Curry got his hands on that pass. The linebackers, Gabe Boyd, Drew Green, Trey Clark, and in the secondary, you got Max Baker, Matt Pence, Chris Martin, and Lucas Rayleigh. Brings up second down and 10. First run of the night. It's going to be Elliott trying to get outside, and he turns the corner and finally pushed out of bounds. And Ted, that's just pure speed and athleticism by Elliott. Again, you heard Coach Moore talk about it in the pregame show. Very underrated running back.
And great balance. I mean, to be able to get out there and then turn the corner. Watch how he turns the corner right there and keep his balance, stay in bounds, and picks up about 6 or 7 yards when it looked like he was going to lose 2 or 3.
They're going to say he picks up 7 yards, brings up 3rd and 3.
Big third down, big.
At the 30, George firing and overthrows Bell. Incomplete pass. 4th and 3 coming up for the Warren Central Warriors. So a 3 and out here for Warren Central.
That's exactly what Center Grove needed. I mean, it's going to give them confidence. Warren Central is keeping their offense on the field right here. I can't imagine that you would go for this in this situation.
But again, you remember, they always run their punting unit on the late.
Here they come. Here they come.
That's part of their strategy. They always run their punting unit in late. No punting stats online for this Warren Central punter.
Yeah, I didn't see anything punting-wise, so I have no idea what to expect here.
It's Randy Wells, and he's going to run the football. He is a running back, and he's going to be short by a yard. They try the fake on the punt, and Randy Wells, again, the punter, is a running back. And, Ted, he gets it to the 34. And
they got a first down.
Now they're going to say, yes, it is a first down.
They got to the 34. Yeah, that's dangerous to see he's able to take that ball and run it. That's just one more offensive weapon for them.
Elliott, he was so impressive in week 1 in the win against Center Grove, and they're having a heck of a time getting him down. He's all the way inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. 1 and run by Ramir Elliott.
Well, he's got a huge offensive line. I mean, they're on the right side. You can see they got some really big boys. Watch them open up a hole on that right side. It's pretty much just a dive play. I mean, he just gets the ball, runs straight up over the right side and almost runs away. Center Grove able to get a hand on him, but you cannot have those type of plays. Those big chunks are going to kill you.
40 yards for Elliott. Football at the Center Grove 27-yard line. Opening drive of tonight's semi-state championship game. Elliott again had a fantastic game against the Trojans in week 1 at Ray Skillman Stadium. A couple of touchdowns, and here comes Elliott. Off the right side of the line, gets a few yards. And you're right, Ted, they are a 3-headed monster. You got George, who does a great job. He's a traditional pocket passer. Of course, David Bell, everybody knows the great things about David Bell, the wide receiver. And then you throw in Elliott, the senior running back, it just makes them very difficult to defend.
And a big offensive line to go with that. I mean, they usually control the offensive line. George usually gets plenty of time to throw the football. So they can attack you in many ways, and obviously that's the reason they're 10-0 this year.
4 yards for Elliott. Second down and 6. Bell makes the catch at the 20, making some moves, and he will go into the end zone. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds or no. It is a touchdown.
Wow.
So a touchdown from 23 yards out.
You want to know how quick he is? Watch this. Good pass. Watch the footwork. Boom, boom. Center Grove thinks they've got him pinned in, and you do not. He is too quick. He's too fast. He's too elusive. And, well, I'll tell you what, Center Grove thought they had him stop that pickup of a first down on punt. And then to see how explosive they are, they're very dangerous people, very dangerous.
Jason Ramirez with the extra point. It is good. We'll watch the touchdown reception of 23 yards.
His speed. I mean, it's just incredible. Center Grove feels 3 guys feel like they've got him pinned in, and nobody basically ever hardly gets a hand on him. I mean, he's just so quick. I mean, it's like trying to catch a chicken out in the backyard. You know, you think you got your hands on him, and boom, he's gone. Well, Center Grove's got to come out and they got to show offensively that they can move the football, because if Warren Central's able to stop them, get a punt, and get field position and put more points on the board. If the Center Grove team cannot get down 14, 21 to nothing, because they just cannot score points that quickly. If they have to go to a passing attack, they're just not going to be able to get it done against this Warren Central team.
The O-line for Warren Central doing a great job. That's Watkins, Prater, Andrews, Ransdell, and Wellman on that O-line. A lot of size, like Ted alluded to, 220, 265, 290, 260, 255. They do a fantastic job, and they open up some holes there for Elliott, and Bell scores on the 23-yard touchdown reception. 7-zip Warren Central. Kickoff to the 11. Dane Young, sophomore, returns it just short of the 30 at the 29-yard line. So great field position for the Center Grove Trojans. We'll see the offense for Center Grove for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and Warren Central obviously led by Minor is one of their linebackers. Very fast, and you'll notice defensively they're very quick. They got a couple big guys. Ward up front, who's a big boy, leads them in sacks. But very quick with their linebackers, their safeties, their corners, and they hit you low when they tackle you.
Jackson Moore, your senior quarterback, hands it off to the workhorse. Carson Steele gets it to the 34-yard line. And on that offensive drive for Warren Central, 7 plays. They ran the ball 3 times, threw it 4 times. They're very balanced. 77 yards in 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Again, Bell with the reception from George from 23 yards out. Again, the key play was that fake punt. Wells, the running back / punter, was able to run for a first down. On second down at 6, Carson Steele hit and dropped for a loss. Great penetration by number 44 for the Warren Central Warriors. That is Dayron Wade, 5'10", senior linebacker.
Yeah, he's a top sacker. He comes into the game with the most sacks. You can see him, he splits the gap right there, gets in the backfield, and there's just nobody, no place to go. And Carson Steele's got a loss of 2. So they're looking at 3rd and 7.
Shotgun formation. Jackson Moore fakes the handoff, and he is chopped in half. He was upended. He's okay. He's back to his feet. So again, Jackson Moore fakes the handoff and kept it.
That's a new wrinkle.
Ran it for 4 yards.
We haven't seen that one yet this year.
Watch it again here on the replay. He fakes it.
I mean, that's the first time we've seen Jackson really run the ball. I mean, we've seen him run the ball when he didn't really want to run it from passing position, but to actually run it off a play, that's the first time I've seen it.
David Bell back deep here.
Dangerous.
On this punt.
Very dangerous.
Return one last week
Wouldn't be
against
surprised
North
if they
Central.
kick it out of bounds to the left here.
Returned a touchdown last week against North Central. Again, in week 1, that's a boomer.
Huge punt.
Penalty it to him, though, and he's going to have plenty of space to work with going from the 9. And they do take him down at around the 15, 16-yard line.
Great punt. Wow.
Great coverage by the Trojans. 53 yards on the punt.
Buck has done an outstanding job as a punter. I mean, watch him kick this. He gets it to turn over, spiral, turns over. I mean, that's about a 60-yard kick in the air. Bell's able to pick up about 10, but Center Grove does a nice job of pinning him in.
Matt Soderdahl with the tackle for the Trojans. Center Grove down 7-zip. 7:43 left to play here in the first quarter. Semi-state championship game.
Well, you need to play with some spirit right here. You need to play with some passion, and you need to get a 3 and out.
David Bell in motion. Taken down. Loss of maybe a yard. And David Bell slow to get up, Ted. I believe that's Bell. Yeah, number 4.
Yeah, he just kind of tosses it to him right here, trying to get out around it, but you can see Lucas Hunter got off a block, got up, and was able to chase him down very quickly.
Yeah,
like
Lucas
maybe a
Hunter.
loss of 1.
Lucas Hunter hit him high. Couldn't quite catch the number. Who got him low? Might have been Lansdale. He's the defensive end on that side of the ball.
Clock down under 10.
Or Curry. It's one of the D ends.
3, 2, got it off.
Gets it off. Here comes Elliott right up the middle.
He's gone. He's
and
gone.
he will just take it to the house.
Nobody within 20 yards of him.
He
Can't
will
catch him.
coast to the end zone, touchdown. 85-yard touchdown run by Elliott.
Wow.
He's impressive.
Well, that's how powerful they are. I mean, watch this hole that opens up. He goes left, and then he just comes back, and there's a huge hole, and he's through it, and he is gone. There's nobody going to catch him in the wide open. As we said, he comes into this game rushing. He's got 253 carries for almost 2,500 yards. Carson Steele has 332 carries, 332 compared to 253, and yet this guy has more yardage. And you guys know how good Carson Steele is. That tells you how good Elliott is.
Ramirez with a PAT kick. And it's 14-0. Warren Central leads it with 6:44 to play in the opening quarter.
Well, Warren Central is going to continue. Here he is, pops through the middle, and off he goes. But their confidence is going to continue to really grow. I mean, Center Grove's had a couple nice stops, but it seems like whenever they need it, they can pop it for a big play. And Center Grove's got to get their shoulders up. They need to really be able to move this ball 10 or 12 plays, pick up some first downs. Whether they put a score or not on the board, they need to get some positiveness in their play.
So, Ted, the running game so far for Warren, very impressive. Elliott, 4 carries, 134 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good night.
I would say that's almost kind of like, the Rocket against Ben Davis type numbers.
Wow.
Remember, he was doing about 100 yards a quarter that night. Ramirez will kick off for Warren Central. It's going to be taken at around the 31, 32-yard line, and the Trojans return it to the 40. Center Grove fans wanted a flag, thought there was...
It looked like the guy was stepping on him, but the Center Grove guy had a hold of his foot, and the guy was trying to get his foot out of the guy's hand. That's why he looked like he was stepping on him.
So that's Max Baker with the return to the 40-yard line. So again, great field position for the Trojans. Center Grove down 14-zip. They got to move the ball, Ted.
Yeah,
they got to get first downs. You got to move the chains.
Exactly. You got to move the chains. I mean, 3 or 4 first downs, whether you score or not, at least give you a little confidence that you can move the football. You can't go 3 and out.
And also give your defense a chance to regroup. Carson Steele.
Can't do that.
And a flag thrown on the edge. I do believe a flag was thrown, yes, right around the 40-yard line.
Missed timing, bad snap. The timing's off. This is a timing offense, obviously. They need to get the ball. It's a low snap, barely gets it to him. And on a defense with this amount of speed, you cannot do that because they're going to recover and they're going to put you down.
Holding against the Trojans. Was that 15 Trent, maybe Bythe on the edge, the receiver? It was thrown in that direction.
Yeah, it had to be out on the edge. And again, because the timing was thrown off, I mean, you're out there trying to hold that block for 1 or 2 more seconds than normal. And when you have to do that, that's when the holding penalties come in. This is exactly where Center Grove does not want to be, 1st and 25.
Carson Steele cuts it inside to the 31, 32-yard line.
You'll notice when Warren Central, Jason West has taught them well, when they tackle Carson, they usually tackle him from the thighs down. I mean, they do not grab up top and let him push off of them. They go for his thighs to his ankles, and they put him on the ground when they get a chance.
A couple of yards for Carson Steele. Rondell Boyd, linebacker, with the tackle.
You got to be careful throwing the football.
And across the middle, tight end Petty. He's had a great year, all conference. Makes this 4th down, or 3rd down, I should say, manageable.
Yeah, Petty does a nice job. This is the type of pass they need to throw. He comes in 11 catches for 260 yards this year. Rather than going for the home run, you just got to pick up yardage. Now you're in position at 3rd down and 9 where you have a chance, whether you run it or pass it, to maybe pick up a first down.
Cam Petty, 10 yards on the reception. Brings up 3rd and 9. At the 41-yard line. Low snap, and the ball's loose. Steele picks it up. Nope. And Warren picks it up, and they will return it for the touchdown. The Trojans just did not jump on the football. That's what they should have done. And they scoop it up and return it for the score. And that's 24 for Warren Central. That is Stanberry returning the ball, the fumble, for the touchdown.
Well, when
31 yards.
It's a bad snap, the first thing you got to do is you got to get on the ball. You got to get on the football. Don't try to pick it up and move with it. Get on the football, then you can punt it away and at least make them work. 3 guys there tried to pick it up rather than diving on the football. You got to dive on that football, cover it up, and let your punter come in and punt. And now, Warren Central's picked it up, and that's the type of things that a defense and an athletic team like Warren Central, they're just going to chew you up because they're going to take advantage of every opportunity like that.
Jackson Moore being looked at. He will walk off the field under his own power, but appears to be some kind of a leg or ankle type injury.
Well, I think he got his knee when he kind of twisted as he bent down to pick the ball up, and then he got hit, and it kind of twisted his knee, but he's walking okay. I'm sure that he'll be back in there.
So Stanberry returns the fumble, 31 yards for the touchdown, and obviously the worst type of start you could ever think of for the Center Grove Trojans, now down 20-0.
Yeah, there's blood in the water right now. I mean, these guys are like a bunch of sharks, and they are going to be attacking you. Movement by the offense right there. The right guard moved, put his hand up, and so they'll move him back 5 yards. But this is whenever you come over here to the east side of town, I mean, they're always going to be one of the most athletic teams. I mean, they got great athletes over here. And then you put a great coach like Jason West in there who's taught them how to play the game, how to tackle, how to do the things that they do. And that's the reason they've, Coach Wright had great success over here doing the same type of thing, just winning championships.
Extra point kick is no good, so the score remains 20-0. And we'll watch
right here. You got to get on
replay.
It. You can see he gets hit right there. That's where his left leg. But then Carson comes in. He's got to trying to pick it up. And there's already 4 or 5 defensive guys back there. Carson, you've got to just pick that ball up. I know that you want to try to make a play, but no play is going to be made at that point in time. You just got to get on it, punt it away, and hope for the best.
Tonight's game being presented in part by Magnolia Boutique. Magnolia Boutique, a trendy, budget-friendly online women's clothing boutique. We were just rated Indiana's #1 online clothing boutique for the 2nd year in a row. We offer free shipping and same-day local pickup in our Franklin warehouse. Come check us out for the latest trends at magnoliaboutique.com. Jason Ramirez, junior kicker. Kicks a line drive. 1 hops at around the 17-yard line. Dane Young, sophomore, gets it to the 30-yard line. So again, the special teams doing a pretty good job getting the offense good field position in tonight's game, but the offense yet to get on track.
Looks like one of the Warren Central guys, maybe number 40, kind of limping off. I think he's all right, but he's Jackson Moore back in the game. I think if you're Center Grove, you've got to continue to try to run the football. You are not a passing football team, and you come out and just start throwing the football around the field with athletes in the backfield like they've got here on the defensive side. I think you're going to turn the football over.
Dan Young had 14 yards on that return, and Carson Steele. Obviously, they're going to focus on number 30 tonight. It's going to be tough sledding tonight for 30. He banks forward for a couple of yards. Teddy ran the ball 37 times last week, had about 50-some yards rushing and 50 yards receiving. So against Avon, 300 yards for Steele, but again, 37 carries.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been tremendous all year. I mean, he's the reason that Center Grove is here in this football game tonight. Looks like somebody jumped. I don't know if it's offense or the defense jumped, but somebody moved too quick.
Back in this
Though when you get down around the end zone, he is a guy they will hand it off to, and he can get you some yards.
The stadium we're at today has so much history, and it's just kind of awesome to be here. We drove up and you said, a historical landmark, essentially.
1926 is when it was built, and at halftime tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about that with the head coach, Abbasi. We walked around this place.
Yeah.
If the walls could talk,
man,
there's a lot of history here. It's really it's just really going to be kind of cool. And snow on this ground this afternoon at 11 o'clock. The grounds crews have done a nice job. We're ready to play football.
And the stadium holds 6,000 people. The crowd is on hand tonight. There are a few players that Coach Hurley is going to rely on today, but I think none bigger than his senior quarterback, Michael Lindauer, who's going to be relying on heavily today for Memorial.
Well, Lindauer, all he's done is thrown 3,354 yards of offense this year, and what a stud he is. He's Mr. Football.
Gets the first down and a whole lot more. How to keep him back there, give him some runs. And wow, look at Carson Steele fighting for every yard. He gets 4 yards. Again, this is Center Grove's first time in Warren Central territory.
Well, you can't be intimidated. You can't come out here and play scared. That was my point tonight in the pregame. You have to believe that you can win. Never did I walk on the court and think at IU and think that I was going to lose. I mean, obviously we played a lot of great teams, and there were some nights we didn't have a very good chance, but the coach that I played for made me believe that I was going to win.
More fires, and it's
that
incomplete.
Should have been intercepted.
Looking for the tight end, Cam Petty. Knocked away by 30. Great defense by 30. That's Callum Carruthers.
Their defensive backs and their corners are so fast and so quick, they almost bait you into throwing the pass. But this ball should have been intercepted. I mean, he goes right through his hands. I mean, but he's right there, and there's just no way you're going to complete that pass.
Offensive line tonight for the Trojans: A.J. Weesey, Drew Steimel, Luke Piper, Ethan Crow, Lucas Doyle. 3rd, 6th, the call here for Coach Moore and the Trojans. Carson Steele inside the 30 to the 29.
Yeah, I think you got to go. I mean, even though it's the first quarter, the field position is not really a concern, but you don't want to be kicking field goals when you're down 20-0. So it's 4th down and a long one, and looks like Coach Moore decided to keep the offense in there.
4th and 1. Steele picked up 5 yards on that last carry. Cam Petty lines up in the backfield, tight end, going to Carson Steele. He goes outside, gets the first down. He gets it.
Move the chain.
On the other side of the 25-yard line for the first down.
Sounds very simple, but I always used to remember whenever I watched the Colts game and watch Peyton Manning or watch Brett Favre in the 2-minute thing, they always talk about moving the chains, not picking up 30 or 40 or 50 yards, but move the chains, give myself a chance to get in a position, and that's what the Center Grove team needs to do tonight.
4 yards for Steele, new set of downs at the 25. Carson Steele with some open space inside the 15, and finally the Center Grove offense starting to get on track here late in the first quarter. 13 yards for Carson Steele, another first down.
Yeah, pretty good block out here on the right side. Might have got away with a hold. You can see big number 77. He's got a hold of him right there, 44. But good run by Carson Steele, and Center Grove looking to put some points on the board here.
Football at the 12-yard line. 2 minutes left to play opening quarter. Trojans trying to get on the scoreboard. Gaffney in the backfield. He's going to be a lead blocker. Steele is chopped low. Again, Ted, we mentioned maybe early on, but Warren will chop you. They will go low, and that's dangerous on running backs.
No doubt. But, I mean, you watch the NFL, that's what the corners and the safeties are taught to do. I mean they killed Gronkowski. I mean, you see knee injuries and everything else, but that when they're 185 pounds and some running backs 250 pounds. I mean, that's the only way they've been taught that they can get them down.
6 yards for Steele. 2nd down and 4. Here comes Brian Gaffney looking for the end zone. He's in there. Touchdown! Brian Gaffney. 6 yards out, puts the Trojans on the board.
And that's a huge answer for Center Grove. They needed some confidence in the big way right there. I mean, they were down 20-0. Things were not looking good. and they're able to take that football down the field and put points on the board. That's huge.
4th touchdown for Brian Gaffney. And now they're going to throw it to Jake Keith. Oh, they threw it over his head.
And
He was wide open.
there.
Nobody was on
there.
Jake Keith, and they were going for 2 points. And they
In 5 years, they have advanced to the semi-state. They're getting tired of just visiting. They want to take this trophy so bad. I was down there. I watched them. Their enthusiasm's off the chart. If they can turn that into execution, maybe they can bring home that trophy tonight.
Let's talk about weather conditions, Jan. As I pointed out, it is a cold night, not nearly as frigid as we have seen in the past. In fact, it's really uncomfortable for the players out there. The field, which you pointed out, is relatively new. It's in terrific condition.
Yeah, brand new turf field. It's game time temperature is about 38, 37 degrees. That sounds like a heat wave compared to last week at Roncalli, where it was
cold.
Like wind chill factor was minus or something like that. So it's not bad at all. These players will be perfectly okay.
The Saints averaged 28.2 points a game in the regular season, 34-2 in the tournament. So overall, just over 30 points per ball game. So, Jan, if you're looking at pure numbers, 33-1 offensively for North Vermilion, 30.1 for the Saints. There's not a lot to discriminate against these two ball clubs.
Both offenses have produced all year long. And what I kind of look at when I look at all these teams, what have they done in the tournament defensively, Bake? And if you look at Luther, listen to these. It's 12, 13, and 20. And for North Vermilion, 7, 14, 6, 14. That tells me not only are these offenses clicking like they have all year, but in this tournament, their defenses have really played well.
Just trying to check it. Dave Setting, the white hat, the referee tonight, is not talking to both the ball clubs now, but center of the field. Interesting situation there, Jen. There are no seats on the far side of the field, so if we get a shot and you don't see anybody over there, it's because they're all over on the near side of the field.
2,000 or 3,000 of our closest friends right outside our door here. So
He'll set to do the duties, the kicking duties. He is a 5'10" senior, 150 pounds for Memorial. Semi-state action. Winner goes to Lucas Oil Stadium next week. 3A, and we are underway here at Enlow Field. And Chatard will receive the kickoff in a decent return all the way just short of the 30-yard line, and that's where forward progress is going to be stopped. And Chatard and Nondorf will head on to the field.
And we'll see what kind of game that Chatard will play very quickly. Are they going to put the ball up in the air, or are they going to put the ball on the ground? That's the key here.
We mentioned Mark Nondorf again, 2,400 yards this year, 24 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. So he had an efficient year for Chatard, led him all the way to the semi-state, and he's a senior, so he doesn't want to go out on a bad note.
No, they had a sour grapes last year. They want to replay that, and they want to go to the next level. This will be a fun game.
Nondorf looking over the defense in the shotgun formation. He's going to hand off to the running back. He's going to get about a gain of 3 or 4 for a modest gain on first down.
And once again, what Memorial did is they stacked the box a little bit. They want you to throw the ball. They want you to throw it over them. Nice little run, 3 or 4 runs at a time. Exactly what you want to do if you're Chatard.
Dalen Taylor there on the carry for Chatard. It's going to bring up a second down. And we'll see if Nondorf is going to stay in that shotgun formation. Again, the defense for Memorial does a very nice job getting after the quarterback. So Chatard starting off early in the shotgun formation as a throw to the far side is complete to his receiver. It's going to be a 3rd down and manageable for Chatard.
Yeah, 3rd down at about 1. Check that, 3rd down and 2. Took the 2-step drop and threw it where only one guy could catch it. Fortunately, good catch, but just a little bit short. Big 3rd down right here. There will be a lot of big 3rd downs in this game, Charles.
Big 3rd downs. We're only in the first quarter here as Nondorf again in the shotgun formation. This time, though, he's not going to have any protection in the backfield. He's going to look and throw a quick throw for a 1st down. I expect Nondorf to do that a lot this game. Quick throws, quick steps, get the ball out quickly.
Yeah, again, take that 2-step drop, throw the ball, hope that your receiver is turning the same time that you throw the ball. Nice play. Nice defense. You're playing that sideline. If you're that defender, play that sideline, force them out of bounds. Good 1st down of the game.
The first 1st down for Chatard. Again, they're moving the ball, started at their own 31-yard line and are knocking in Memorial territory. Single coverage on the far side. Another quick throw for Nondorf. It's complete. And it's going to be inside, or it's going to be marked at the 50, I'm sorry. So a nice quick and pitch there from quarterback wide receiver.
Yeah, interesting. Again, there's using the sidelines as an extra defender if you're Memorial, which is a good thing, but good catch, good throw, and it's a 2-drop step.
And again, with that 2-drop step, quickly getting out, it doesn't allow the defense to get to the quarterback because they've gotten a little pressure, though, for them.
Yeah, keep them clean. Keep them clean.
High snap, but it is taken by the tailback, and he gets a nice gain on second down, lowers his shoulder for a first.
Nice tackle there by number 56 for Memorial, but it saved some big yardage there. And that's his second first down, and Chittard now moving to chains. And this crowd at Chittard is excited about what they're doing.
Well, we talked to the AD here. They left at 12 today to make the 3-hour drive to Evansville, had a mass and stopped at a couple of places, but it's not an easy drive from Indianapolis to Evansville, 3 hours.
Yeah, we've done that today.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Trips on the high side and a quick throw out there. It is complete, has some running room and has a block. Lowers his shoulder for another first down for Chittard. They're moving. This offense is exactly what we expected. Nondorf getting the ball out quickly. Receivers, nice job of getting some yak yards. Nice
job by number 17 of Chittard. If you watched it, did a nice job of sealing the block, got another 3 or 4 yards for the rusher, and here we go down the field and another first down for the Trojans of Chittard.
7 plays so far on this drive for Chittard inside Memorial territory. And again, another shotgun formation. This time he's going to move his receiver in motion. That's Jack Kaysen.
Down the sideline, take it down at around the 30-yard line. Big play for the defense.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. They'll give you a chance to get back in this football game. A pretty good throw by George, but it pips off the receiver. Center Grove's got 4 guys around that receiver able to pick it off, and they've got great field position in the ball. A little more hop in the step of the Center Grove offense as they go on the field right now, and that's what you need. Defense made a huge play right there.
Ogega and Steele in the backfield. Deep motion. And Carson Steele stood up at the 20, battling, and finally brought down inside the 20. Going to be close to that first down. They're saying first down or not? They have not waved chains haven't moved yet.
Yeah, well, the head
now
guy.
There you go.
Yeah,
the near guy had not waved him, and now he does. So it is a first down. 10 yards for Carson Steele. Ball at the 20. And back to Carson Steele, ripping through some tackles, and he's inside the 15 at the 14. Man, every single running play is an absolute battle.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean,
this is just mixed football at its best.
Not a lot of room in there. You can see he's picking up all the yardage after contact. I mean, he gets contacted right at the line of scrimmage and still able to pick up 3 or 4 yards, and they're actually 5 yards.
They're going to say 6 yards, second down and 4, just inside the 15, and Coach Eric Moore calls a timeout.
In the spread offense, you're liable to see any kind of a formation with any number of guys handling the football. Here is up the middle across the 50 and into Lutheran territory down to around the 47-yard line. Again, the ground game, Jen, another first down.
Well, Myers averages 6 yards a carry from the shotgun again. Look at Myers at number 82. He has rushed for a ton, but what I like here is he averages over 6 yards per carry, and he just added to that total.
Now, when they line up like you see the quarterback, he has company on either side of him, and it's the kind of an offense where you've got to kind of almost, Jan, you got to hesitate, you got to wait for just that split second to see what's going to happen, and defensively, that can put you in a bad situation.
That's a great observation. You got to read against the Falcons.
Here's the handoff of the backfield again, left side, Wyatt Reynolds. Reynolds got
first drive, single coverage at the bottom of your screen. Said it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and this time Taylor's not going to get a lot, maybe a yard. Nice third down and long.
Nice defense by the defensive line to plug that hole, and did a nice job of holding him only to about 2 yards.
So another third down for Chittard. They're second on the drive. This one, they need 7 points. You see 2 on your screen. There are 3 receivers on the bottom of your screen and 1 to the top.
6 men in the box for Memorial.
And a blitz is showing. They're going to bring the blitz. Nondorf picks it up. He's going to throw in the end zone. And he can't find his receiver. He was looking for Andrew Sowinski, his star wide receiver. It's going to be a 4th down here, Coach Dooley. You get 3 points here, or do you get the 7?
I think you got to go for 3. You don't really want to go for 3 because you really want the 7, but you got to.
Trojans. Andrew Warner, 330 in there, 93. Lucas Hunter, 275 pounds, trying to get that yard, and there's a flag thrown.
I think they're
you, Keith, and they're going to bring out their special teams unit.
25-yard field goal here.
And the snap is down, and it is good. So it is a 3-point lead. Ben Scroggy for Chittard. They put Chittard on the board first, and an efficient drive for Chittard again. Their own 31-yard line.
supposed to be in there. If they're not supposed to be in there, they probably should have called a timeout. You can see guys running off the end. That was the guy supposed to get off. He looked like he was trying to call timeout, and they didn't give it to him.
Jumbo package comes out. Good job by the big guys. Football at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Carson Steele inside the 5.
Picked up 1. Not easy yards down there. We saw last week Center Grove struggled the same position. Avon, was able to stop them 3 times when they had the ball on like the 2-yard line. So this is where, as a quarterback, you talk to your offensive line and say, boys, you got to get me in the end zone.
2nd and goal at the 3. Matheson from the wing back position. Looks like he got maybe a yard.
So he's at the 2.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal at the 2. We saw Gaffney and Steele in the backfield, and they had Matheson at wing back.
Is there any doubt that 30 gets it twice here if needed?
You also got Gaffney.
I give it to number 30 twice. If he can't get it in the end zone, so be it.
Here comes Gaffney and trying to spin in there, and they're not going to give it to him. They're going to say he's just short of the goal line.
Wow, that had to be close.
So
that had to be so close because he lunged forward and it looked like he was going to get in. So close right here.
4th and goal inside the 1. Center Grove wants to go fast. Here we go.
Make sure they're set.
4th down, going right to Carson Steele. He's in there! Touchdown! Carson Steele!
Always give it to number 30 in that situation.
Well done by Carson Steele, and with that touchdown, he sets the Center Grove school record for the most rushing touchdowns in a season.
Nobody's been able to stop him all year. Why would you think they'd be able to stop him? Huge points by Center Grove. It's a game. I mean, you remember Center Grove was down 20-0, and it was not looking good. Warren does a little better job of covering Keith out there in this situation. So they're going to kick the extra point.
29 rushing touchdowns for Carson Steele this season. That is a school record, surpassing Titus McCoy's 28.
Wow, good
And
hands.
they bobbled the snap, and
good,
it's
though.
no good.
Oh, defenders that time. So it'll be 2nd down, 2 yards to go for the 1st down. First possession of the game for the Lutheran club. And this time a little confusion in the backfield, back to the line of scrimmage, if that far. Whole host of defenders coming in, one of which is Josh Little. Josh Little is the leading tackler. Well, actually, he has 112 tackles. Corey Bukas has 113. So those are the 2 guys we're going to keep an eye on defensively for North Vermilion.
And the guy you just called a few minutes ago running the ball, Christian Myers, was playing linebacker and helped on that tackles. So there's some of those kids. A lot of kids will play both ways.
Well, they're going to have to go both
Yeah.
ways. In fact, when you look at the lineups, they don't have anybody. They don't put out 2 deeps. They said this is what we've got. This is what we're going to go with. At the 34, a 3rd down, a second 3rd down, and a fumble in the backfield. And I think that Lutheran managed to hang on to the football.
That's those things just can't happen now at playoff time.
No.
But game 1, 2, or 3, and I realize it's a little nippy, but it's not terrible. That's a play that just can't happen. Hopefully that'll be the last time for Lutheran that they have a mishap. Take a look here. from the shotgun, and that's just the handoff didn't get there.
So Luke Snow will come in to punt it away now for Lutheran. Luke averaging 32.3 yards per punt with a long of 57. He can really nail one, and he does. It is taken inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line. And the return by Jonathan.
Is it an interception or a catch? Interception by Chatard defense. On the interception, Patrick Maestrian for Chatard, and Chatard defense has come to play.
I tell you what, Lindauer had to throw against the body, and that just held the ball up just enough to have that defender run under that ball. Both of them fought for the ball. They ruled the defense had possession of the ball. First down in great field position for the Chatard Trojans.
For Lindauer's 4th interception on the year. Doesn't throw many, but that time he threw across his body. Not a good throw, as now Nondorf will set up shop inside Memorial territory, and is, again, another quick throw and catch to his receiver for about 5 yards. Let's go back on that replay, Keith.
Yeah, you look here, as he threw it against the body, look at both of them fought for the ball, and the defensive man had the whole entire ball. First down, Chatard.
And I believe the rule is if both receiver and defender are going for the ball and it's a simultaneous catch,
it goes to the offense.
The offense, yeah.
That's correct.
But they saw enough for Chatard to wrestle that ball away on the ground. So nice job defensively for Chatard. After the first down and 6 throws, they're going to hand off to the running back up the middle. Going to be stopped just short of that first down marker, so 3rd and short.
Memorial just want you to run the ball in that hash mark. As this is going to be close. They're going to call it 3rd down and about a football.
So it is 3rd down. Memorial, let's see what they do on defense here. Have not stopped Chatard on a 3rd down so far in this game. We already have 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
What a quick first quarter.
Yeah. Alongside Keith Myers, I am Charles Benbear here at Enlow Field in Evansville, Indiana, making the trek down as Chatard did. They're going to give it off to Taylor. Gets to the 30-yard line, just enough for a first down.
He needed a football. He got 3 yards, first down.
So Chatard doing a nice job methodically moving down the field, both of their drives.
And going to be knocked down inside the 10 at about the 8 or 9-yard line. Pass is caught. Kirk Karen, I believe. Let's check it again here, Jen.
I think number 44 gets the reception here.
That'll be Bukas.
I believe it is. Take a look, see if I'm right, Big.
Yep. You're right, It is Bukas. Corey Bukas with the reception and the first down. And that's simply good protection that time for the quarterback, Brendan Ellis.
Yeah, exactly right, Big. All times the time to throw.
Ball spotted at the 10-yard line. Over the right side they go. Right guards moving the pile. And down to around the 5-yard line. They'll unstack him at that particular spot down there. And that'll be Kristen Myers again on the carry.
Well, you know, Bake, when you have such dominant running type teams, the pass is sometimes a little bit of a surprise. Not totally, but you just get those linebackers coming up, secondary coming up, and boy, then you throw one downfield, and all of a sudden the Falcons are threatening.
Second down and goal from the 5-yard line. North Vermilion threatening. Rolling left side, Ellis tried to turn the corner.
Both touchdowns. So the 3-headed monster is creeping up here as now Chatard is knocking on the door to put more points on the board.
As you saw on the screen, he's like a bowling ball. 185 pounds, 6 feet. Doesn't look like 185 pounds, though, in pads.
You can call him a bowling ball. I will not.
It's going to be a 1st and goal for Chatard at the 3-yard line. Looking to put 6 on the board. Another high snap. Handoff is to Taylor, but a defensive job.
So they'll move it back now outside the 10, Jan. A loss of about 5 yards that time.
Big play.
Ellis looking to throw. Boy, he has all kinds of time. Way too much time. Now we'll try to run out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
That's good defense again. Let's call it what it was. Lutheran on these pass plays, other than the big one they just gave up, have played very well, giving that 3-3-5, those front three, time to get to the quarterback and get pressure on.
Gian and Elliott,
So after a loss of 2, 7 on the play clock, Nondorf, another shotgun formation. This time Taylor's going to run on the left side, cuts up the middle, And he's going to be tackled at about.
It's fourth down, and they will go for it on fourth down. They fire over the
Oh,
middle,
what a play.
and it is intercepted.
Oh, my.
Intercepted right at the goal line by Peyton Knight. Knight
Yes,
with the
sir.
interception.
Yes, sir, and he does this with one hand. Unbelievable stop. Look at this. Here's the fake, frees the linebacker. One hand, the difference between.
Creep in the box. Look at the middle linebackers there, Charles.
Linebackers not going to blitz, go back in coverage on an out route, and it is
Oh, he
intercepted!
got it!
Intercepted by Colton Pence down the sideline. He's got daylight. He's at the 50. Colton Pence is gone. 99-yard interception by Colton Pence for Memorial, and the defense got the stop.
How about the momentum that has just taken place in this game as the official lost a hat, and we got a flag, got a hat in the middle of the field, and we'll see what the penalties might be or if the player ran out of bounds.
Either way, a bad decision by Nondorf. He threw.
Oh, that's close.
Well, they said the stoppage of the ball crossed the line is what they're saying. It's tough to tell, but that would have been a safety had that not been the case.
We're down to a minute, 7 seconds to go in the opening quarter of this
Let's say
game.
this, Bill. This ball is as close to the end zone as you can put it.
It is picking up chalk down there on the rear end of the football. I'll guarantee you that. White going to try to pass on this down. He does. It is caught at about the 1 and swung down at the 5. And I was looking to see if there might have been a penalty flag for face mask or not
No.
so. So they got it out to the 5.
Peyton Knight on that tackle, and I'll tell you, if
Third down. Here it is again. And out to around the 5-yard line. That's what it's out. It'll be third down and about 6 to go for the first down.
Yeah,
This is probably going to be the final play of the first quarter.
that was Kilgore on that tackle, Big.
In the end zone, here is White looking to throw. He does. It is caught at the 17-yard line and out of bounds at the 23. And a good play on third down and long.
Boy, you talk about getting yourself out of trouble. The key here is plenty of time to throw this football, and you have no room to maneuver, and you don't have much time to maneuver. So this is a tough play from the end zone. Looks, rolls to his right, and throws it in stride. Beautiful pass.
Colby West was the guy putting pressure on the quarterback that time, and somehow White got it away and got the receiver out to the 24-yard line. It's first down and 10. Circling near side. McFadden is going to run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, the crowd thought there was a face mask again. No call by the official.
Good enough for the first down, by the way. Clock stops with the ball being out of bounds. 6 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Well, this could be a terrific pick-me-up for
How about it?
for Lutheran
You
because
got it.
they make the interception at the 1-foot line and then have to struggle to get out of there. And now they got it out to the 35. Final play probably here in this first quarter of play. Again, out of that spread formation. Here's a handoff of the backfield. Straight up the middle is McFadden. McFadden just about to the 39-yard line, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Class A championship, Indianapolis Lutheran, North Vermilion, no score in the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
1 yards for Carson Steele, just a yard, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7, it'd be a big pickup. I don't think you can go fourth down here if you need to pick this up.
Jackson Moore throws it out here to Steele, and he catches the
Out of
ball,
bounds.
but he was hit out of bounds by 29. A major collision by Randy Wells with Carson Steele. I just hope everybody is okay. Wells for Warren Central is down. They both were going for the ball. They didn't see each other at all.
Exactly what you're seeing, bodies laying on the field. And we already talked about David Bell. We saw Moore earlier on the field. Now we see
Steele's down.
Steele's down. This is the reason Eric Moore moved this game to the first game of the season rather than the last game of the season, because they were coming out of the last game of the season and they were having 2 or 3 major injuries as they started the sectional play. And Eric says, we just can't do that. So they moved it to the first game of the season where they've got all year to repair themselves. But you can see these guys really hit hard, and it's a tough game.
All eyes right now from the Center Grove standpoint on number 30. He is standing up. He is here on the sideline. It will be 4th and 7 once play resumes, but also number 29 being looked at for Warren Central. That's Randy Wells. Again, just two players trying to make a play on the ball.
Well, and they both did make a play on the ball, and they just kind of, they're focusing on the ball, and they just kind of run head into each other. And
that's also their punter.
As Rick says, that's also their punter. So that's a key situation to think of also. Yeah, he's not walking too good.
P.J. Buck will be out there to punt for the Trojans.
David Bell no longer back. They've got a new return guy, too, because Bell usually returns punts.
P.J.'s first punt tonight, 53 yards. Punting into a little bit of a wind this time. He's inside his own 15-yard line.
Center Grove, remember, they faked one earlier this year. You never know in what the situation might be.
4th and 7, though. Need quite a few yards for the first down. And it's going to go out of bounds.
About the 43.
We'll see where they mark it off. Again, kicking into the wind this time, and now they'll be right at the 45-yard line.
Yeah.
So 29 yards on that punt.
Warren, once again, going to get the ball in excellent field position, but they got that after the onside kick and were not able to do anything with it. So let's see if the Center Grove defense can stand up one more time. 2:48 left in the half, so there's plenty of time for Warren, who obviously can score quickly, but they have not been the same team since number 4 has went to the locker room, David Bell. But still very dangerous with Elliott, number 21, in the backfield. He can get loose at any time.
Elliott in the first quarter had an 85-yard touchdown run. George throwing, incomplete pass. He underthrew his receiver. Tonight's game being presented in part by Angel Animal Hospital. Angel Animal Hospital's goal is to practice the highest quality medicine, dentistry, and surgery with compassion and an emphasis on client education. 2nd down and 10. George once again rolling and throwing an incomplete pass. And Ted, I guess you got 2:40 left to play, but they've been so effective with Elliott. They come out and fire 2 passes, but I guess they're looking at the clock. I'm not for sure why not run Elliott. He's been so effective.
That would look like the one Aaron Rodgers threw on 3rd down last night. Threw it right into the turf. I mean, the receiver had nothing to do right there. So I'm surprised that 21 has not gotten the football, but obviously Jason West has a tremendous amount of confidence in number 11 completing passes.
There you go. Delayed handoff, and the Trojans are trying to get him. He's so hard to tackle. They had him at about the 46, and then they had him at the 50, and now he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. They had him about 3 times, and he gets 7 yards. So it's 4th and 3.
Okay, now we told you their punter was hurt. He was the guy who limped off the football field. He faked it earlier this when he took off running. So let's see who they bring in to punt.
Well,
if they do bring in anybody to punt.
It is Hunter Shanklin. I always find that interesting when your punter's last name is Shanklin.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Jason Ramirez. He's the kicker.
Okay, well, he can surely kick it.
So they don't go to Shanklin, they go to Ramirez, and he kicks it not very well. And it's high, but doesn't get much distance. It rolls out of bounds inside the 35 to around the 33-yard line. So
when I played football, I used to hold, and that was a blatant note. When you see jersey, that's a pretty good call by the official.
Yeah, holding on every play. It just depends if the ref wants to see it and call it.
Well, that was pretty blatant. So if you're Memorial, you're going to back him up 10 yards.
The ball was marked at the 35-yard line. And it is a holding on Chittard, so mark the ball back from the 35. They're going to repeat the first down with a second left. The ball's going to be marked at the 47-yard line. So 10-yard penalty from the spot of the hold. So from there, it's at the 37-yard line. Move it back to the 47.
The clock will run, and that will end the first quarter.
At the end of one.
First, and maybe take over the momentum a little bit.
Clock continues to sit still for the moment. 11:36 to go now in this first half of play. Here's the long snap. Here's the handoff again. McFadden, he is hit once deep in the backfield and finally going to be caught back at the 38-yard line. A loss of 7 yards on that play.
Reynolds, a junior, on that tackle, and that's a big loss. Great defense by the Falcons there that time, Big. Take a look at it here. Watch number 12, Reynolds. Just an excellent job of shedding that blocker and getting to the runner and making a tackle. Good defensive play.
So what looked to be a promising drive has gone backwards in the last couple of plays. It'll be third down and roughly 17 or 18 to go for the first down. Almost a 20-yard differential. They're going to try to get it all. And before the play can stop, we'll have a procedure call again against Indianapolis Lutheran. Set them back 5 more.
Yeah, there's 2 flags now on this drive that has kind of really stymied this drive. Now they're in a must passing down here in third. And the problem with that, you basically allow the defense to know you have to pass. So they're going to shift their call defensively to just go and get the quarterback, and secondary will back up a little bit. And key for the linebackers, they don't have to think run for the most part, but they do have to think screen and draw. So the linebackers here for the Falcons have to be alert and ready to read.
Well, we talked about the fact, Jan, that both these ball clubs can, if they so desire, throw the football. But now, as you point out, Lutheran's in a position where they have to throw the football, and that's different.
For a total of 5 minutes. They're trailing here all the first quarter, so a full 12 minutes they were trailing in that first quarter. Memorial's not used to this territory.
The other thing here is what kind of mindset does that play for you with your team? You got to let your team know, hey, you're still in this game, and we'll see what kind of defense they'll play here. Second down at about 18.
3-yard gain on that first down run. A throw to the outside, and the pitch and catch is complete to the receiver to looks to be inside the 30, enough for a first down. Or I'm sorry, to the original line of scrimmage, so third down and long.
Scores Columbus East 14, Decatur Central 7. That is at halftime. Dwanger leads Mishawaka 10-6, and Eastbrook and Bremen are tied at 7.
Andrew Sawinski on that catch. Was a third and 18, or second and 18, I'm sorry.
In semi-state 6A action. As Carmel looks to kick off, the Vikings are going to receive. Receiving the backfield, number 1, Jesse Harper, 26, Jackson Kurth, and 13, Antonio Osorio for the Vikings. And here comes the kickoff. It's going to be deep. And the Vikings will start at their own 20-yard line. And we can look to see C.J. Opperman tonight. He was 1 for 8 last week with only 3 yards. And all of those passes except for one were intended to number 1, Jesse Harper.
Yeah, well, like we said earlier,
at the 15-yard line. And Coach Moore asks for another timeout. Coach Moore calls a timeout with 7 seconds left to play here in the first half. And Ted, do you go for the field goal now? That's 37 yards on the completed pass.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think you have to go for
7 seconds,
7
and you
seconds.
got
You're just right on the edge of running the play.
timeouts. No timeouts remaining for Center Grove. So, again at the 15-yard line, with no timeouts, you get 1 shot to the end zone, or you take the field goal.
I can't believe that Warren Central allowed somebody to get behind him in that situation. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, there's 15 seconds left in the half. I mean, they have to get something 30, 35 yards, and you let the guy get behind him. I mean, Jason West has to be beside himself over there on the sidelines.
So again, it's a 32-yard field goal attempt from this point. We'll see what Coach Moore elects to do. I do see Eckert in the huddle here on the sideline, so one would think, unless some gamemanship's being played, that they're going to kick the field goal, and he's going to go out there to kick it.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a fake field goal.
Eckert last week against Avon had a field goal that made
Well, they struggled here a little bit tonight with the snap, but let's hope that this one goes well and he gets it through the uprights.
5 field goals this year for Luke Eckert. Good snap.
Good snap.
Good hold. Plenty of leg. Did it go right?
Right.
He missed it to the right. Wow.
But you got to love Memorial's defense. Memorial's defense has really snuffed out the big key plays here. When you're going 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15, those are hard to make up here. Now, Memorial, this is the key possession here, Charles. I think this is the key possession of the ball game.
2 receivers at the top of your screen. There's also 2 at the bottom. Another shotgun formation for Lidnauer. He's going to move his running back from his left side to his right as he's going to hand off to the running back up the middle. Look to break a couple of tackles, gets past the line of scrimmage. Give him about 5 or 6 on that carry. A nice run by the running back.
I think Lindauer checked off on that play. I think that was going to be designed as a pass play, but saw that Chittard was going to creep guys in the box and just ran a little old-fashioned draw here.
Darius Johnson there on the carry for Memorial's going to bring up a 2nd down. They're actually going to mark him back 3 yards from what I said, so a 2nd down and 7. And both quarterbacks have been in the shotgun this entire game, fearing the pressure in the defensive line. This time it's going to be a pump fake and a screen pass. And a nice job defensively by Chittard, not being fooled. Austin Jones. And now a late flag is thrown on the call.
That was very late. That was after the play, and we'll see what this is.
I'm sorry, that was Tim McNeilis there on the tackle, but it looks like
a far side for that play. He was able to force Quigley to have to take the ball and run for himself, and he wasn't able to gain any yardage.
And here comes the Greyhounds, and they get tackled again. Way behind the scrimmage line. Great tackle by the Vikings here. And Noah Yeller with the stop for the Vikings. They keep pushing. I mean, they just keep pushing them back so far. Carmel now 3rd and 18 with 10:13 left in the first quarter. And the Greyhounds line up here again. Let's see if Quigley looks to pass here, as both rushes have been in negative yards so far, and he does. He stays into the pocket and gets sacked again by the Viking defense.
And Troy Barton was the first one to get to him on that play. He was able to, he got
First half, 2nd down and 4. They gave him 6 on that last play.
Of course, nobody expects Warren Central to get beat
No,
either. And boy, they had their hands full last week with North Central.
They did. Ball is spotted at the 21-yard line. Here's the long snap. The pass in the flat of the far side. It is caught. Dancing inside the 22 to around the 21, and that should be good enough for the first down.
Boy, what a nice play. White does a fake and looks off and then throws a strike. And this is a great 3 to 5 yard play. That's what they wanted, and that's what they got. And that's plenty for a first down. This is a great play call. I love this call right now. Of course, you have to execute, and they did, but they got all the linebackers froze with that fake, and then he throws a strike to that receiver, first down for Lutheran. They're marching here, Big.
That's the 2nd or 3rd time they've run that play,
Yeah.
Dan, and really all they do is get it outside, and let the runner, the receiver, do the work. Here's the handoff, and boy, a big collision right at the 20-yard line, and the flag comes flying in.
Face mask.
Got a holding call against Lutheran.
Holding call, you're right.
Yep.
Well, once again, Lutheran with crucial penalties on a drive. A game that everybody's watching on the 1A, it's Pioneer 8 and Adams Central 0.
Low scoring affair.
Yeah.
That's probably during the warm-up.
Hey, you never know. Last week scored North Central and Warren Central. I go, oh, wait a minute.
What's going on here?
Hey,
huh?
you got to play the game.
All right, they'll back it up to the 30-yard line. It'll be first down. And about 20-plus yards to go for the first down. They put a man in motion. Now they're going to fire on this down. And it is incomplete. In and out of the hands that time of Corey Bukas.
Well, I'll tell you, Bukas is everywhere. Absolutely read this to perfection from his linebacker. You always want to watch the ball. Take a look at Bukas here, number 44 on your screen, here over on your screen right. Now watch his eyes. He's watching the quarterback the whole time. He knows. He reads pass. Now drift. Still got to see his head. Head never left the quarterback. He peripheral vision, kind of knew where the receiver was, but key for that was he never took his eyes off that football.
It would have been his second interception of the season. They'll fire it again over the middle, and it is caught inside the 10 down to around the 8-yard line. Great throw and a terrific catch in heavy-duty traffic that time. Is that McFadden back there again?
I think it's number 9.
It is 9, and that is Joe Fabian.
Yep. The key here is Becky's got all day to throw. He freezes the linebackers a little bit with a fake and play action. And actually this pass, believe it or not, this pass is thrown behind him, and that's good because the defender was in front of him. So I don't know if it was planned or an accident, either or. Great reception.
Well, they've got it down to a first and goal again from the 6-yard line. And they hit over the left side and get it inside the 5, down to around the 4. It'll be second down and goal.
There's Bukas again. Well, you've called his name all night long, making the tackles, 44.
And the officials have
flag.
Stopped the clock here for a moment, and I see a flag lying right about the goal line.
Well, remember last time.
Kind of play offense to get the defense on their feet more.
Watch for the blitz here from Carmel. They're showing blitz.
And Harper gets the ball and immediately meets a bunch of Greyhounds to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. It will be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, the Greyhounds really packed the box at that time, and the Vikings tried to do a little bit of a run over to the right side, see if they could break it outside of the blitz, but they're unable to do so with the about 4th and 3.
And Mason Maple out to punt here. He is a little bit farther back than he was the first time punting, and it looks like the Valparaiso is doubling up here on the special teams line. And Mason Maple with the punt here. It's a good deep punt. And the Bulldogs bring it on forward. Christian Williams to bring it.
So far they've killed themselves and shot themselves in the foot. And
wow,
actually just kind of throwing it away that time was Blake White. He had all kinds of pressure that time from Christian Myers. Myers going back to the huddle limping.
Well, I'll tell you,
it'll be 3rd down.
Becky, they don't score here. That penalty is huge. Right now it's the play of the game. You know he's not going to invite you to his birthday party. You don't have to tell him that. Come on. Just let it go.
So we're talking 3rd down and goal from the 19-yard line. And they don't have any kind of a field goal unit at all. They've not attempted a field goal all year.
It's a fake, and it's going to be a Carmel touchdown. Gabe Quigley with the great fake to even fake me out, and Carmel gets the quarterback rushing touchdown. That's a 48-yard rush touchdown by the Greyhounds right there. They faked the entire Valparaiso defense. They faked me myself, and now the Greyhounds are up 6-0. Here comes the extra point. Spencer Hanna to attempt the extra point here. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. Greyhounds up 7-0. You're watching Porter County TV, your home of semi-state Class 6A football.
The ball and running it 3 or 4 yards. Looked like he got in, but they're going to call him short. Here's the big play of the game right here.
And Memorial's going to hand off on the outside zone run. Dives in the end zone. Did he get it?
Did he get in?
They're going to say he's marked out at the 1. Nice defensive stop there by Shatard, knocking him out of bounds at the 1. It looked like he had the edge. That was Finn McCool on the run. he tried to dive for the end zone, and a nice stop there by the Chatard defense.
How about the defense? It saw the cone, where the cone was going to be, and just knocked him right out of bounds just before he reached the ball out to the end zone. Second down and about a foot.
If you want to call it that. It's right on that goal line. And a flag is down on the play.
Oh, I didn't even see the late flag.
Yeah, the flag is down on the goal line there. Let's see what the call is going to be.
Oh, illegal substitution against by the Trojans.
So half the distance to the goal.
Well, how is a half a difference from the inch line? Is it a half inch?
They might move it up just like nudge it with your foot a little bit or something, yeah.
Like we did in the Sandlot, you just move it up a smidge.
Move it up just a little bit. There, it's not a lot for half the distance to the goal from where the original spot of the ball was.
Yeah,
so.
I tell you what you do is you go under center here, and your 6-foot frame just carry that ball over.
Littenauer, 6'3", 200 pounds. It's listed on the stat sheet. He's under center this time. Hands off to the running back. Touchdown, Memorial. So the first touchdown of the game for Memorial. And I believe that handoff, I didn't see who it was to, and maybe it was Finn McCool. We'll have to check that for you, but nonetheless, Memorial start at their own 20-yard line, go 80 yards, get the crucial 6 points of the game.
How important is this field goal, though? The extra point is huge.
Branson Combs doing the holding duties for Memorial. Snap is down, and it is no good.
And it will be a first down.
Boy, if somehow North Vermilion could get this drive and punch it in, how big would that be with momentum and the score basically with very little time left, if any, going into halftime.
Clock is winding at 4 minutes, 37 seconds to go. First half of play. Frosty night here at Indianapolis Lutheran High School. And they'll come left side. Good looking tackle that time. Good stop. And that's Dante Akins again.
Yeah, and he had a freight train in front of him. Had he got just one more little sill block, boy, that might have been even bigger than it was. That's a really good design and executed play. And, boy, they're really marching now on this running game offensively.
Akins with 88 total tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks on the year. Leads the ball club. He and Mark Castor with 3 apiece. Up the middle they go again. This time they'll get the first down. They'll move the chain gang again. Jan, they're getting it in chunks of 10 or 12 yards right now.
Last thing you want to do is give a running back the caliber of Myers rhythm and get him going. The offensive line's doing their job right now, and they are just dominating up front. He's cashing in big time.
They described Myers, the head coach of the ball club, Crabtree did, as raw. Last year he started at defensive end along with playing some wide receiver, but right now he's the ball carrier of note. Couple of yards over the right side. And the ball carrier that time was Wyatt Reynolds.
Tackle out there by number 10, Peyton Knight, a junior for Lutheran.
3 minutes, 22 seconds remain here in the first half. Still no score. Second down and 9. Here's the handoff. Up the middle goes Myers again. He'll bust it down to the 30-yard line. And depending on the spot, either a first down or about a half a yard shy. Ball put right down at the 30.
You know, they have Myers listed as 6 foot 185, but he plays bigger than that. He looks bigger and plays bigger.
So here's the handoff again, and this time they've got the running room inside the 25, down to the 23. And again, it is Myers, and that is another first down, the 4th first down of the drive.
And it's the same play.
North
Vermilion saying, it ain't broke, we ain't fixing it. They're just doing a little dive play over the right guard, and when you find something and can get big chunks of yardage.
And a second timeout taken by Indianapolis Lutheran as they're trying to start things.
Second quarter. Yep. 5 minutes, under 5:30 to play in this first half. It's 6-3.
Pressure being shown by Memorial defense, and Nondorf recognized that. He's going to tell his running back who to block if they do bring the blitz. 2 receivers bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. He's going to fake the handoff, out route. Oh! Nice defensive stop there by Memorial, and again, guess who that is, Keith?
Combs. Combs been on the field offensively and defensively, did a nice job. Now you got the crowd of Memorial in the game.
And you have to think, once that interception has shifted towards Memorial, and they have all the momentum right now. Their fans on their feet. That was Branson Combs on the stop, too. There's two Combs, both brothers, playing on Memorial offensively and defensively for the Tigers. With that deflection, 3rd and 5, big stop, big play for the offense for Chittard. Pump fake. Here comes the pressure. Nondorf's going to take it. He fumbles the football. Picked up by Branson Combs. Combs inside the 20. Stays on his feet. He fumbled the ball when he got tackled. Who recovered it this time?
Now you're underneath and you are scrumming and you're trying to get the ball. And here, let's see who gets the ball. No indication.
So it was a fumble recovery by Branson Combs.
And they're going to give it to Memorial.
He got the ball and fumbled the ball when he got tackled. Luckily,
continue to move the football. North Vermilion with the football and the light uniforms. They're the visiting team. And the ball keeps moving forward down to the 15, maybe at the 16-yard line.
He's gained big chunks of yardage on this series of plays, and that's just that straight-up dive over the right guard.
You know, they're running behind Foncannon on the left side. He's 6'3", 235, and the right guard is Woodard at 6', 240. So I pointed out they're not big total to total, but those two guys are pretty good size.
Woodard's doing the job because 90% of these running plays have been right over the top of him.
And this time we'll come to the near side, and a great defensive play.
Receiver open on the fade route. Led him just a little bit too much, looking for Colton Pence there on the left side.
Too much air. Yeah. And you had plenty of time. You like the roll out there, the 5-step drop, as you said, and Pence was just a little, maybe had a little bit more speed in him.
He reads it and then makes a great tackle. Boy, that's exactly what Luther needed here.
So they lost 5, and it's going to set up the screenplay. They've got the play, and it's going to be taken down again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's going to go in shotgun again here. Different formation again. Trips on the top of your screen, and they're going to go single coverage at the bottom. That's Dawson Hurley, single coverage, the freshman, at the bottom of your screen. Lindauer's going to keep it himself. He's going to go to zone run, and the defense snuffed that out. David Whittemore, along with others, tackling him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down.
But what he did, Charles, is he ran the ball in the middle of the field. So if you do have a field goal, you're now in the middle of the field where you were on the far hash. Now you put the ball in the middle of the field. Now you run a safe play here, and you hope your field goal kicker can put it through to get you a 9-3 lead.
You have to think with that, now the playbook opens up just maybe a little bit more. You can maybe call a couple more plays. They're going to go a reverse here, and that's Branson Combs spinning, breaking tackles inside the 10. He's going to be close to that 1st down marker.
This is really close. They're going to give him, no, he's going to be short. 4th down.
So trickery play by Memorial, try to get the defense off guard. They did on a 3rd down. We'll see where they mark the ball. It is going to be 4th, as you mentioned, Keith. 4th and 2 to be exact. Do you go for it here? Do you do a hard count? What's going on?
I think you go to a hard count.
Let's see. Trips formation. Now they're going to run a whole different offense. They're going to put 1 receiver bottom of your screen, 2 running backs. They're going to flank that running back now. Here's Branson Combs. He fumbled the ball on the pitch. Memorial recovered, but is it past the 1st down marker?
It's called an incomplete pass.
1 deep in the left. And hands it off to Jackson Kurth. Jackson Kurth runs up the middle and looks to be about a 1-yard gain. It will be 2nd and 9 as the clock continues to run down. And it looks like we're going to run out the clock to end the 1st quarter. Greyhounds up 7-0 over the Valparaiso Vikings. Vikings had the ball on their own 47-yard line. You're watching Porter County TV.
To the IHSA Champions Network semi-state football in Evansville, Indiana, in Low Field. You're listening to Charles Benberry alongside Keith Myers. And an interception. Return for a touchdown. Your man, Keith. Branson Combs. Touchdown, Tigers.
How about Branson Combs? Look at this senior defensive back, 6'3", 210. Watched the eyes of the quarterback and threw the ball and paid her.
And
how quick is this to make this a 12-3 score?
And also the quarterback was hit. Nondorf was hit as he threw that ball, and his arm was going forward, so it was a throwing motion. Again, Branson Combs been all over the field for Memorial defense, trying to upstage his brother Brock. So far he's done that, tackles and an interception return.
I think it will be very interesting breakfast talk tomorrow. Extra point.
This time it is good through the upright, so a 10-point.
As well, I enjoy my time there, and I get the opportunity to come out here and give you the semi-state game. The first for Valpo in 8 years, as Valparaiso takes the ball to start the second quarter. On their own 47-yard line, Opperman fakes a handoff, gets tackled, looks deep to Harper. Harper gets the ball, and Harper will be tackled at the Bulldogs, the Greyhounds' 21-yard line. Valparaiso is marching. Great pass there by C.J. Opperman.
Yeah, it's a really good pass there from C.J. Opperman, although he was really under pressure. He's been under pressure just about every single time he's dropped back to pass so far tonight. And that time he really threw it off his back foot and kind of threw it up and basically told Jesse Harper, go get it. And Jesse Harper got on his high horse and he went and got it.
And Jackson Kurth with the rush right there. There seems to be a loss of 1 yard. Will be 2nd and 11 for the Vikings. And the Vikings will line up here again. C.J. Opperman and Jackson Kurth on his right side. Let's see if they change some things up. And C.J. Opperman looks to Jake Evans, the tight end. And it looks to be close to a Vikings first down. It will be 3rd and 1.
It's a great play-action pass that time from C.J. Opperman. Just fired a bullet right into the arms of Jake Evans right in the middle of the field. Two great passes from C.J. Opperman. As you can tell, he's finally starting to get into his own groove as he heads to the sideline for the Wildcat formation.
And here come the Vikings with Harper. And Harper will get the first down. Vikings.
Oh, we got a discussion, Ted. This near side official wants to discuss it. This is never good.
I mean, I'm sitting right on the 50-yard line, and it sure didn't look like it went 10 yards to me, and there's a flag out there, which means it didn't go 10 yards.
The question becomes, did it ever touch a Center Grove player? That's the question.
No, it didn't.
Because if it touches a Center Grove player, then it's a live ball.
They've called it. Center Grove football.
It will be Center Grove ball.
49-yard line.
Just
the offensive line of Valparaiso does do a good job in opening up a gap to be able to run those plays, and especially on that play right there to get about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, they've done a good job of it all season, and that's the reason why Jesse Harper and Jackson Kurth can always have such wide open running lanes.
And Jesse Harper looks to the left side and will get stopped at the Greyhounds' 4-yard line. It will be 3rd and goal with 9:45 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah, if you're the Vikings here, you have to come up with some type of score, most preferably a touchdown here to combat that touchdown from Carmel. And you know Carmel's going to put up more points in this game. They have a really good offense, so the Vikings really need to keep pace with them.
And again, the Wildcat formation, Jackson Kurth finds a minor gap and gets pounded by everybody. And will make it to the Greyhounds' 3-yard line. It will be 4th and goal with 9:09 remaining in the second quarter. And it looks like the Vikings are going to bring on the the special teams unit. Liam Shepard to kick a field goal here for the Vikings. And as Coach Marshall said when we were talking to him this Wednesday, that it's going to come down to kicking. And Liam Shepard knows so, as Coach Marshall even talked to him about it after we were talking to Coach Marshall. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. Vikings are still down 7.
4-yard line, but the defender, again, amazed that their defensive backs allow on a long pass play like that for Center Grove to get behind them. That's the second time that's happened in the last 5 or 6 plays. And amazing. I'm really amazed that they allowed Center Grove to get behind them.
Callum Carruthers called for the penalty. So a first down for Center Grove at the Warren Central 33-yard line.
Double handoff.
Handoff. Maybe a couple of yards. Gavin Matheson only gets a yard, and that's it, 1 yard. Again, the Trojans have not run this play, the double handoff, much this year.
I think it's the second time I've seen it, but you can see there's a little bit of a hole right there. But he's got to be quicker to it. I mean, he's got to be running hard. You got to be running hard like Gaffney was when you hit that hole.
More rolling under pressure. Did he hang on? He threw the ball to
Doesn't matter.
Carson Steele. He does make the catch.
Right at the line of scrimmage, so I mean they might have got a half a yard.
Half a yard to a yard, and that's it. So it'll be third, and they're going to call it 8 yards.
You
Third
can
and 8.
see Warren Central's D was the defensive tackle Ward was all over Jackson Moore right there, and he had no chance to really find anybody downfield. He couldn't even look downfield because he was running for his life.
Jackson Moore in shotgun formation. He's looking left, now looks to his right, goes back to the left. There's a flag down. It's going to be holding, and Jake Keith makes the catch at the 10.
Holding.
I'm afraid it's going to come back because of a holding call in the backfield against the Trojans. Great job by Jackson Moore to step up in the pocket. He completes the pass to Jake Keith, but holding is the call against Center Grove.
That's a huge play for Warren, getting Center Grove to get the holding call because they obviously complete the pass. It's down inside the 10-yard line. Center Grove's probably going to put points on the board. Now you're kind of right back to where you started the half, and you're looking at what, third down and 26. Got to be careful here and not throw a pick. Although I mean, Warren's allowed you to get behind them 2 times. I mean, when it's been third and forever. So maybe try it again. Maybe they'll allow you to go deep again.
Carson Steele. Very conservative call, and now we'll see the punt unit in for the Center Grove
huddle. And looks like Max Goodwin was there on that last play. It's going to be 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain for Chittard. Another shotgun formation, but this time Nondorf doesn't want anyone there to protect him in the backfield. And a timeout Memorial.
It pummeled by the Vikings there for a loss of 1 yard. It will be 3rd and 3 coming up here. Zach Wisely with the carry right there.
Huge play coming up here on both sides of the ball for the Vikings. Are looking to stop the Greyhounds here, force them into a punting situation. Don't let it become a 4th and 1 or 4th and inches, because I wouldn't be surprised if the Greyhounds go for it on this area of the field.
And Quigley looks and misses Christian Williams as his intended receiver, but there is a flag on the play. Here's the replay here.
And you're going to see the official on the far side. He doesn't really throw the flag, it seemed like. He kind of just, he did throw it up, but not very high. It was kind of hard to see, mixed in with those yellow helmets over on that Carmel sideline.
And it will be 4th down as the Vikings stopped him right there. But Christian Williams wide open with Reese Crossan about about 5 yards away. Could have had a good opening for the Greyhounds right there, but instead they will bring on the special teams units to punt to the Vikings here again.
Yeah, even if the pass would have been completed, though, it was a ineligible receiver downfield, so it would have been brought back. And so the Vikings chose to decline it and take the 4th down.
And the punt is very high. And it looks
center, man in motion. Handoff, here comes Elliott, and a heck of a tackle. Somebody squared him up pretty good in the secondary.
Yeah, and he's hard to get squared up because he squirts through here, and watch him, he squirts through there, and we saw this early.
Max Baker, the junior defensive back, with a great tackle.
On the far sideline, he's got daylight. One man to beat. He's blocked. He will go. Touchdown, Tigers. Carson Bitter on the interception. Jumped the out route. And a 68-yard return for Memorial. They're now leading 19-3.
Yeah, you know, again, wide open, and he threw it a little bit late, and Bitter bit onto the play and opened up in the flat. That's a tough play and a tough turnaround. And a huge score. Now this extra point is very important because you want to get to 20.
And if you're Chatard, if you want to score before the half, you need to throw the football down the field. No more short out routes.
How about a 19-0 run here by Evansville Memorial?
And we're waiting for the extra point here. Another low kick.
Did he miss it?
It is good. It snuck through the...
On the jet sweep run, he had a wide open gap. So he had plenty of room to run and good enough for the first down and plenty more.
good job by the Valparaiso offensive line of getting that gap wide open for Harper to get on through with the play action. And the Vikings look here again. Opperman to Kurth. And Kurth is going to get stopped and wrapped up. And it will be a loss of about 4 yards. It will be 2nd and 14 for the Vikings.
And eventually the Vikings are going to need to try something different. They haven't succeeded so far with runs up towards the middle of the field, right up the gut. They're going to try different things to try and get outside the outside linebackers and the defensive ends to try and make something happen, try and make some kind of big play if they want to take the lead.
And the Vikings look here again, 2nd and 12. Fake handoff to Jackson Kurth. Opperman looks and cannot find his intended receiver, number 2, Mason Maple. It will be 3rd and 12 here as Coach Marshall looks to be furious on the sidelines. And it just has not worked here for the Vikings. They continue to run up the middle, and it's just not working as this Carmel defensive line is one of the best in the state, as Carmel's ranked number 3, as you can expect for one of the best teams in the state to have one of the best defenses in the state.
Yeah, they're showing up big so far.
And Opperman looks, stays in the pocket, throws to Harper, and it will be an incomplete pass. Harper just could not hold on to that ball. It was a little forward on that pass in the route. And it will be 4th and 12 for the Vikings as they bring on the special teams unit with 4:47 remaining in the first half.
Hey, Jesse Harper's had
Could just focus on the run and trying to take away Elliott.
Well, you have to make sure that he, is really hurt, because all of a sudden, if he takes off at full speed and goes deep, we got nobody can cover.
But he was not in on the punt returns. Elgaga's first run of the night. Oh, chopped down by one. He had a great run going. Fred Talley chops him down. And I was looking back at the Week 1 game stats, and Elgaga had some pretty good yards against Warren Central in Week 1.
Yeah, and I think it's important that some of the other guys, run the football. I thought that's why Gaffney's play was the biggest play of the game. Obviously he has a motor that runs a little differently than everybody else, but I thought his was a key run. They're offsides.
He had 72 yards rushing back in that first game against Warren Central. Ogega did, and now we have the penalty flags everywhere.
It's offsides.
It is against Warren Central.
Yeah, it'll be 5 yards automatically. It'll be first down.
First down, Center Grove. But the Trojan fans wanted something there on Warren for slamming the
tackle
quarterback
came through
down.
and he put him on the ground.
So it's just a 5-yard penalty for being offside, and now the ball's at the 41-yard line in Warren territory. 3:55 left to play in the third quarter. This third quarter is going by rather quickly. Center Grove down 8 points. Winner goes to the state championship Friday night at Lucas Oil Stadium to play the winner between Carmel and Valparaiso. That game's in the second quarter. Carmel leads Valpo 7-3. Carson Steele pushing the pile.
That's
5-yard game.
That's that northern team, right, Carmel, from the north. They're from way, way north. That's why they don't have to play all these Indianapolis schools, because they're from the north. Okay, enough said.
So on second down and 5, Ogega trying to bounce it outside, and they rip him down, and a flag thrown. I think he was out of bounds. Or is it horse collar?
I think it's horse collar.
We can't see because of the red tint.
Yeah, I think that the guy. It looked like the guy was grabbing, and he got a hold of him by the back of the neck here, right there. Yeah,
I think it's horse
threw
collar.
him down. So it should
Horse
be
collar.
15 yards.
So it is a horse collar penalty against Warren Central.
Yep, that's where it is.
Ball at the 20-yard line. First and 10 at the 20. 3:04 left to play. We're in the third quarter. Center Grove down to score, down 8 points. Steele with the lead block from Gaffney. Gets 2 yards. It's tough just to get 2 yards between tackles against this Warren team. Warren showing why they're the #1 team in the state. Center Grove the #2 team in the state.
Well, it gets tough down here too. I mean, your defensive backs are up tight. You don't have to cover as much ground behind you, and it just makes running the football really difficult. Your offensive line really has to take over down here.
Carson Steele ran into his own man. Still gets some positive yards. He's close to the 15. Gets a couple.
I don't know what you do if you don't pick up a first down right here, because we already tried a field goal one. I mean, do you still try a field goal, or do you go for it? I guess it depends on how far you got to go, but anything more than 3 yards, I would think it would be very difficult to try to pick up.
3rd and 6. Trying Gaffney, and he hit a wall. I think he got it almost to the 10. He's at the 11. Boy, what a collision.
Boy, it lifted him off his feet.
Wow.
Tell you what, though, he runs hard. I mean, if the other running backs other than Steele would, run like this.
Here comes the
mean,
jumbo.
Look at him coming across there. I mean,
here comes the jumbo. It's going to be 4th and a long 1 yard.
I mean, I sure would try to draw him off sides before I run any play. I would first hard count him and try to draw him off sides.
Trying to go with Carson Steele, and he got it. He's inside the 10. First down, Trojans. 1st and goal. Carson Steele, they got a nice push on that left side of the line. He gets that first down, and one of the offensive linemen slow to his feet for the Trojans. I think that is Warner, 66. It's at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal at the 9. Right back to Steele, spinning, and he's close to the 5. They'll mark him at the 5. So 4 yards for Carson Steele. What's that old saying, Ted? 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Yeah, there's no dust anymore. Not on these turfs, but that's what you're going to see right here. There's no question what they're going to do. They're running the football.
It's the rubber marbles now, they call it.
Yeah.
So 2nd and goal at the 5.
40 seconds left in the third quarter. It's been a quick-moving third quarter here. Not much passing.
Back to Carson Steele. Bounces off one tackler and
Boy,
he
looked like he was
swarmed.
going to get in there, you know. It looked like he had the edge, and they took him down.
Then he gets just a yard. He's at the 4. 3rd and goal at the 4. 3rd and goal at the 4. And Center may let this clock run out. Gaffney running out onto the field along with Oganowski, down to 10 seconds here in the quarter.
I think this is where you give 91 the football. Let him run.
And here comes Gaffney. In there! Touchdown! He walked in.
Yeah, that's where I thought that was a great situation to hand it off to 91, give him a chance. Now you got to go for 2 points. You don't have to, but I would think they probably would try to tie the football. Although Eckert is going on the football, he's going on the field. They'll surely go for 2.
Well, they always set up in the swinging gate, so we'll see what they do. They may pass or run out of this. We'll see what they do. Again, you still got a quarter to go.
Yeah, but there's no time runs off on an extra point.
So we'll see what the Trojans elect to do. And now they're going to set up for a 2-point conversion. And you got Eckert out there. And now do they have to call a timeout? Center Grove calls a timeout. I don't think Eckert was ever told what was going on. So
It's remaining in the first half. Vikings down 7-3. Let's see what Coach Bill Marshall has planned for the Vikings here.
To make that call.
Yeah, don't allow him the opportunity.
Right.
So the second half is just getting underway. Indianapolis Lutheran in their maroon uniforms have the football. They're firing away on first down.
There you
just
go.
like you suggested. They'll pick up 8, out just shy of the 30-yard line.
Think I'm leaving. I'm going to go take the offensive coordinator's position. Hey, it's the first time I've been right all year. So
I'm looking at my notes here. That's the first time they've thrown on
I
first
told
down.
you, those are the small things. When a team's like never throwing first down, you're looking for just a little surprise.
Yeah, they gave him 11 on that play. Good spot, and he's got the first down.
And I won't charge for that.
All
That's exactly
right.
what I thought they needed to do.
And again, on this red formation, wideouts both left and right. One running back in the backfield, McFadden. Here they fake and it's picked off. It is picked off at the 30-yard line and knocked down just outside the 5-yard line.
There's my man again. Everywhere, number 44.
91. I give it to 30.
And it's 91. He walks in again. They were so keyed in on Carson Steele, he just walks right into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And we're tied at 20 apiece. We're going to the...
Chad, if you remember, he almost had one earlier in this game, and that is his second interception of the season.
I hope he's thinking college because he's a big-time player.
And the ball is spotted at the 7-yard line. They'll take it up the middle, get it out inside the 5, down to around the 4.
Well, there's a big turnover. Can Lutheran hold here? They got to dig in defensively. That's the break if you're North Vermilion. You're looking for something, and there you got it. Can they catch? We've talked week after week. It's one thing to have a turnover. Can you make them pay with points after a turnover?
It'll be second down and goal. And the handoff up the middle and spinning down to the 1-yard line. No signal yet. Climbing off the bottom of that pile, handing the ball to the official.
Oh, my.
That is Wyatt Reynolds. And Reynolds has it down to the 1-inch line.
Oh, my. You can't get any closer than that. 2 chances to score here, Big. Boy, let me tell you, if you're Lutheran, you dive right to the ground, try to clog those holes.
Here's the handoff, and it is.
Oh, I don't think you got it.
The ball is free. And it's on the ground and picked up, I believe, by Lutheran. Now, wait a minute. Just hold on here.
They're going to ball it dead, I think.
I thought for a minute, Jan, he had the touchdown. The ball carrier, Reynolds.
They say no touchdown. No touchdown. But they called the ball dead at the 1. They said his forward progress, and they blew it dead right here. He doesn't go down, but they blow it dead. So that's what they're saying.
So it's 4th down and goal from the 1-foot line.
One more play. Can they hold? And they do not. Touchdown.
Whoa. Ellis on the keeper.
Doesn't get closer than that, does it, Bake? 4th down and 1 foot. You got to get it, and they did. Take a look here. They go from the shotgun. Just need 1 yard.
Ellis keeps it,
Yep.
runs over behind right guard and gets the touchdown.
Good play call. They faked to the guy who had the ball last time and was able to get it in.
Now they'll go for 2. Circle left side, and the ball carrier is Reynolds, and he's got it.
Yep, he sure does. That's big. What a call. Of course, I don't think a lot of confidence in their kicking being, but still, to have an 8-point lead puts a little pressure on Lutheran.
So we'll take a break. First score of the game, 8-0 is your score. The clock.
At the Warren Central 32. Elliott races outside, breaks through the tackle. Now being pursued by Clark, and Trey Clark pushes him out of bounds.
And Rick Embry says, why would you ever think about throwing the football when you have 21 in your backfield, and he's capable of that on every play.
41 yards for Elliott.
He's just so fast. He slips through. He gets away from a tackler right there. Great pursuit by Center Grove to push him out of bounds, but huge gain.
Elliott gains 41 yards into Center Grove territory at the Trojan 37-yard line. George looks to the sideline for the play call. It's pretty easy at this point. I would think you'd hand it off to 21.
Oh, this is when they usually throw the football. After a 41-yard gain. See, I told you.
Makes no sense.
After a 41-yard gain.
And they try to throw it to Bell. It goes high. He tried to jump to catch it. Cannot. It's an incomplete pass.
If he does catch it, he's going to gain 2 yards. Yeah, I mean, Elliott just picked up 41 yards, and I guess that's a good time to bring the pass offense out and air it out.
Second down and 10. George looks over the defense, hands it off to Elliott. He bounces it outside. Flag,
I think, flew.
Flag at the 35-yard line. And a player down for Warren Central, an offensive lineman down the field. He's now back to his feet. Holding against Warren Central. Reese Restoration, proud to support the Trojans. Reese Restoration specializes in commercial and residential services. Call Reese Restoration at 317-954-5408 for a free estimate, or online at reeserestorationindy.net.
All right, looks like it's about 2nd and 20. Bell is not in the football game. Been a bit of a decoy here in the second half. He's been out there, but he is less than perfect as he is limping.
2nd and 19. George fakes the handoff to no one. He's going to run the football. Doesn't run very much, and he runs out of bounds. Well short of the first down. There'd be 3rd down.
8 times for 23 yards this year is what he's.
Is that a busted play? It looked like he wanted to hand the ball off, and there was no running back, whether it be a fake. Look, there's nobody there.
Yeah, he picked up about 10. I think it is. I think it was busted. I think that's a good call, Kevin. He turned around. There wasn't anybody there, and he took off, and he was able to make something out of it. Picked up about 9 yards.
3rd and 10 for the Warriors. At the 37-yard line, we're tied at 20 apiece. 11 minutes left to play in the ball game. George rolling left, throws the ball to the 30.
Well, I don't know. Did he catch that?
They said he caught the ball. He is short of the 1st down. He threw it low, Ted, but he does catch it. That's
they're definitely
Derek
in
Allen
territory.
Jr. with the catch at the 30-yard line.
Although their punter could probably get it inside the 20 from here if they decided to do that.
The backup punter, that is.
Oh, okay. All right.
4th and 3.
Yeah, if you're Center Grove, you need to find 21, Elliott. He's the guy they're going to give it to in this situation. Probably over the left side.
Down to 5 on the play clock.
5.
They need 3 yards. They're going to give it to Elliott. And he could not go up the middle. Tries to go outside, and he's going to be close.
I think he got it.
Warren says they got it.
Yeah, he bounced it. It looks like he got it.
And the
you
official
can see right
says
here,
first
he
down.
dives
First
in
down.
and then he just steps back. He never looks like he's in a hurry, and he does a good job of picking up the first down that they needed badly. And they take him out. Bring in number 20, R. Johnson, 46 carries for 218 yards this year, so he's also a good running back, averaging about 5 yards a carry.
At the 26, throwing and incomplete pass.
Behind him. Yeah, Center Grove almost had that one picked off. I mean, if that ball gets tipped, Center Grove could pick that one off. Elliott's going to be back in the game quickly.
Elliott got a breather. Second down and 10.
But how do you need a breather in football? I mean, you get a stand in a huddle for 30 seconds every 5. You play for 5 seconds and then you huddle for 30. How do you need a breather?
Shotgun formation. George throws it. And nobody home. Incomplete pass. That one was nearly picked off.
All right, let's hand it off to pick up the first down, then let's throw it twice. I mean, that one he just threw up for grabs. I mean, nobody had a chance of catching that one.
Chris Martin on the protection.
I mean, it's third down and 10, so now is it time to hand it to 21 twice?
Football is at the 26-yard line. Third and 10 the call for Coach Jason West and the Warriors. George under center. To Elliott. They're chasing him, and boy, he just got the edge. He just has so much speed. Great blocking, too, by the Warriors.
A little short.
He's out of bounds, just shy of the 15, guys. And they're going to indicate first down. Warren Central. He did get the necessary yards for the first down.
Right. Guess it's time to throw it again now.
Should say at the 16, not the 11. He's at the 16.
Come
he ran
on.
it to the
Come
16.
On. You got to run the football. You got to give it to Elliott every time till you get it in the end zone right now. Let's get serious about this. If you want to.
He's such a weapon, and they will hand it off, and they do a much better job, and they still have a difficult time getting him to the turf. But his forward progress had stopped. Elliott, 5'7", 190. Very fast, strong young man.
You still like your odds if you're Warren Central to give him the football. You feel like if you give it to him 4 times, he's going to pick up 10 yards. I mean, he's averaging almost 10 yards a carry.
From the 15, George scrambles and throws it in. It's a completed pass, but good job by Martin. No yards after catch. Completed pass goes to Hunter Shanklin, the senior wideout.
Yeah, and it's third down and 7. I mean,
got a couple of yards. Third and 6 is the call. Third and 6. Keep an eye on the clock. 8:25 left to play in the ball game. We're tied. From the 12-yard line, goes underneath, completed pass. He's going to be short of the first down.
Not even close.
Completed pass. Montrez Stanley, the tight end, gets a couple of yards.
Oh, are you kidding me? They're going to kick a field goal? Are you kidding me?
4th and 4, and they're bringing in the field goal unit, Jason Ramirez, the kicker.
Wow.
This is a 27-yard attempt.
They've seen something different in their kicking game than what I've seen.
He's 4 out of 6 on field goals. His long is 36. This is from 27 to the right hash. Plenty of leg, and the Trojans say it's no good. He missed it.
So you just exchange football.
But now the North Vermilion's got a lead, and they got the ball, and the clock's in their favor here. They'll try to run it down.
From the 25, out just shy of the 35. Actually, they started the drive apparently back on the 26-yard line, did North Vermilion.
Now I realize both these teams play a lot on both offense and defense. That being said, Lutheran has played defense a lot here in the third period.
Yeah, they have. It'll be a second down and literally a couple of lengths of the football for the first down. They just need to move the ball just not even up to the 36-yard line. Second down and short. Handoff up the middle they go. Across the 40, out to the 43 and the 44-yard line. And again, that's Kristen Myers on the carry for North Vermilion.
And Myers is one of those runners who could just flat out take over a game. Right now, Bake, it's Fort Wayne Dwinger 24, Mishawaka 6. That one's the final.
So they move the chains again. First down and 10. The ball at the 44-yard line. Ellis firing.
Oh, what a play.
Incomplete.
Beautiful defensive play, Bake.
That's Marcus McFadden, is it not?
Number 8.
Yeah, number 8. He's the leading tackler on the Lutheran side of the football defensively with 92 tackles coming into this game.
Bishop Luers 14, West Lafayette 0. That one's still in the second period.
Clock is stopped with 5 minutes, 36 seconds to go here in the third quarter of this football game. 8-0 is your score. Last possession for North Vermilion. He had to punt it away. Previous possession.
Oh, look out. Look, oh.
Had the touchdown. Once again, here's Myers.
Can't you just get a little feel? He's just one step away from breaking it, Bake.
Yeah, they move the chain gang now across the midfield stripe. Down to the 42.
They've got the momentum, and they're taking advantage of it. Lutheran has got to find a stop. Take a look at the replay here. 82 right now. Just in a great rhythm. His offensive line is doing their thing, and he's just running right down the seams.
Myers, we pointed out, the leading ball carrier, 234 carries, 1,399 yards. He has 6 games over 100 yards rushing. This time they'll try the left side and be knocked out at the 41 after a gain of about 3 yards.
4:56, Bake, left in this third period.
Myers has 6 100-yard rushing games this year. He has 2 200-yard rushing games. He had 242 against South Vermilion and then 227 against Park Heritage. So he is accustomed to racking up some yards.
Falcons letting that play clock go down, 14-13.
Second down and 6 now, just outside the 40-yard line. Again on the ground, and this time up the middle they go. This may go all the way.
There's the one he's going to break.
From the 41-yard line, a 41-yard touchdown run.
You could just feel it, Bake. He was continuing to get more and more momentum, and it was just like a matter of time before he broke one, and there it is. Boy, he's the real deal, Bake. I like the way he runs with the football. That's his 17th TD of the year, and he just breaks 2 tackles. Real stocky young man, just really hard to bring down.
So we'll go for the extra point, and again they will run for the 2-point conversion. North Vermilion trying to make it 16-zip. Hand off right side, Wyatt Reynolds. Reynolds got it shoved out of bounds. He will not make it.
That's a big play.
So it's 14-0 with the clock showing 4:19 to go.
Either team, Center Grove able to put some points on the board, but other than that, Center Grove's defense has been dominant. Warren Central, obviously not the same team that we saw when they started with David Bell, Elliott, George. Now it's only a 2-headed monster, and the main guy, David Bell, who's so dangerous, is not in the game and has not been a factor.
Keep an eye on 21. He's been great tonight. He's been great all season long. Elliott. Penalty. Delay of game against Warren Central. So Bell is not in there for the Warriors. So it's now 1st and 15 here for the Warriors from their own 36-yard line. Trying to get Elliott in open space. They're chasing him, and good try by Clark to try and trip him up. They finally push him out of bounds. He runs out of real estate.
Well, you try to
6
get
yards.
him, if you're Warren Central, you're trying to get him in open space any place you can. And right there, I mean, everybody knows what they're going to do, but you still can't tackle him. I mean, he's so hard to get your hands on. Finally, they run him out of bounds, but not too bad. I mean, only a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Check that. It's a 4-yard pickup, so almost back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11. 4 yards for Romir Elliott. He did get out of bounds, so the clock is stopped at 5:40.
5,
Down to 4, 3. Elliott behind that big old line, and good job by the Trojan defense. Again, several white jerseys flying to the ball.
Yeah, just short of the 45.
4 yards for Elliott.
So he's still going to have 6 yards. 6.5.
Yeah, it's a long 6 yards. Trojan fans on their feet. From the gun, high snap. George, he likes to roll to his left and throw it. He's got a man. He got behind the defense. It's a completed pass and a first down all the way close to the 20-yard line. Completed pass to number 10. That's Hunter Shanklin.
I didn't see where he came from, but obviously he got behind us, and George going left again delivered a nice pass, and that's a huge pickup right there.
35 yards on the pass to Shanklin. And we're inside 5 minutes of playing the ball game. Football spotted at the 20. That's where they push him out of bounds at the 20-yard line. George now under center. May have changed the play at the line of scrimmage, and here comes Elliott. Spin move. He's to the 5. He dives for the pylon. And was it a touchdown or not? Yes, they do indicate a touchdown. Wow. This official here on this side of the field says it's a touchdown.
Watch the spin move. Boom, spins right there. Must get the pylon. Yeah, that's what he did. He dove at the pylon. He got the pylon. Great run. 21 has been the key to, if they play for a state championship next week, it's not going to be because 4, it's going to be because number 21. Also, give Jaden George some credit. That was a great throw he threw just before that to pick up that first down. Center Grove made a mistake and let somebody get behind their defense.
This is a big PAT kick here for Ramirez. Low snap. A line drive kick. He got it through there. It's not pretty, but.
And when you run out of a shotgun formation, Jan, it really, you're starting about 5, 6, 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage to begin with.
That's a great point.
And they have not been up under center the entire game.
Instead of 1 yard, you need 6 yards.
Yep, that's right.
Because you're handing off 5 yards deep.
Yeah, here's a.
It's short.
Yeah, it's going to be short by, as I say, just inches.
Right.
But you got to go for it no matter what.
6 inches. 6 inches is what may be the difference between staying in this game and getting yourself in deep trouble.
All right, so do they go to McFadden? He's 5'11", 185, and a junior. And he is the guy that's been lined up.
Yes, sir.
Right alongside the quarterback, Blake White. Or do they suddenly get up under center and go for the quarterback sneak? We'll see.
Well, they're not going under center, so I look for McFadden here. He's been your guy all year long. Well, I'm like you, though. I can't play like this. Boy, from the shotgun. See, look out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 behind 5 yards and 6 inches. They're going to pass.
And they're going to throw on it. Well, that's a gutsy call.
And
the receiver drops it at the 33
of Indiana.
How about what a catch for McCool. Open in the flat, caught the ball over his shoulder, and scampers for the first down.
So a 1st and 10 here for Memorial. Again, you mentioned, Keith, this is a big drive for them. They need the score here on this play to really push Chatard on their heels. Another throwing pass for Memorial. This time he gets his feet set, throws it down the field, and it is incomplete. Branson Combs had good position there, moved the defender out of his way, had a chance to catch that 50-50 jump ball, but a nice job defensively by Chatard getting their hand up there, knocking that away.
Got the fingertip on the ball, knock it away. Warren Central and Center Grove is in a war. 27-20, Warren Central.
And those are two powerhouses, Keith.
Warren Central, my
they've
goodness.
both always been good at football. Back me even when I was in high school. So
Yep.
Two powerhouse schools there. We'll see if that game comes down to the wire. As Lidenauer again looks to Coach Hurley for maybe an audible. Going to fake the jet sweep on a screen wide receiver. And that play is going to go nowhere. Looking for Colton Pinch there, who completed it, but he was dragged backwards. Forward progress is, they're going to say he lost maybe about a yard or so. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 11. Chatard needs to step up right here and get a stop on 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense, though. 6 guys in the box. I read that play. Purty lost a good 2 yards as a 3rd down. We'll say 3rd down and 11. Big 3rd down play here for Chatard.
As you see, 3 receivers down at the bottom of your screen. One is at the top. That's Colton Pence. Shotgun formation is going to throw Pence his way, and it is going to be incomplete. So Chatard gets the stop they need. This will be the first punt for Memorial all game if they decide to go for the punt here. The offense seems to be staying down on the field, though, Keith.
Yeah, this is very interesting that the offense stays on the field here. But, you know, you look at the field possession, the ball on the 44-yard line, even if you don't get it, it's almost like a punt. But Chatard putting 7 guys in the box. Quick punt.
They do get the punt away. It's Lindauer doing the punting duties. The ball is going to go inside of the end zone.
They fake the pass. They get the first down to the 42.
Big first down.
That'll move the change. You can see them moving, top of your screen.
Well, that's a big play. Now you keep the ball, keep the clock running.
And that clock is down to a minute 20 here in the 3rd quarter.
Counts a full house in the backfield there. And Steele gets about a yard.
I mean, right there, they got about 9 guys in the box, and they're not worried about anybody going deep. I mean, at some point in time, you're going to have to, even though you're a running football team, you're probably going to have to fake it in there, and you're going to have to get somebody trying to go down the field for a pass.
2nd down and 9 at the Center Grove 46. Season on the line here. Gaffney lines up at left wing back. He's going to pass. Going to that far side of the field for Jake Keith. He came back to the ball, and it's knocked down incomplete. Well played by number 24. That is Stanberry to come back and knock it down.
Well, Eric Moore saw basically what I saw the play before. I mean, they had stacked it in there pretty heavy, and at some point in time, you're going to have to try to go deep. Keith tries to come back and make a catch on that, but pretty well played by Warren Central. 3:22, 3rd and 9. Big play, to say the least.
NASCAR packages in there. Trojans, though, will run out of this at times with Steele. They'll spread out the offense, and that's what they do. Here comes Carson Steele. He gets the edge, and he's going to be just a couple of yards short of the first down.
It's like about 2.5 yards short.
4th and couple.
He's got to get to the 45, it looks like, and he's at the 40, just beyond the 47.
4th and a couple. He gets 7 yards. I don't see Gaffney out there. Now Gaffney is coming in. Again, I'm not for sure that Brian's 100%, but you know what? He's a senior and he's a gamer. He's giving it everything he has.
Warren is going to be shooting the gaps right here. They know you're going to run the football.
Trojans need 2 yards to keep their season alive. Here comes Gaffney outside to the 40, to the 30, 20, 15, 10, and a horse collar. Gaffney does it again. Wow! Brian Gaffney.
Basically the same
40
play
yards.
they ran down on the goal line.
They keyed on Steele.
Warren has not made an adjustment on 91. You can see he stops him right there with the horse collar. He doesn't tackle him with it, but he at least stopped him with it. And that gets
half the distance.
It'll be half the distance, yeah.
40 yards on the carry by Gaffney. Hastings, the linebacker, called for the horse collar. And then it'll be a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. 2:30 left to play in the ball game. And they're going to go to Carson Steele, and he squirts through there for 1 yard.
Yeah, and what Rick is talking about right here is he's saying, if you're Center Grove, let that clock run. I mean, you want Warren Central, hopefully you'll score here, and you want to give them the ball back with no time left on the clock. Right now there's still 2 minutes, and like Rick said, I'm a little surprised that Warren Central is not calling timeouts.
Ball is at the 3, 2nd down, 2nd and goal at the 3. Carson Steele on the right side is ripped back. He maybe got a yard, and that's it. Man, the Trojans are giving everything they have. I know Gaffney, after that big long run, he appears to be gassed, but he's trying to catch his breath.
Yeah,
it's going to be 3rd and goal. It's at the 3.
Put him on that right side and whip him around the left end again, don't you? I mean, that's been wide open.
Run it down to 1 minute, call timeout, and run that play. 3rd and goal at the 3. The Trojans need 3 yards for the score. You got Steele and Gaffney. Nope, Steele in the backfield. Gaffney's to the right.
This is where he usually runs.
And that's going to Gaffney. He's getting into the end zone. He's close, and he's just short.
4th down.
Just short.
Okay, who called timeout? Who called timeout? Yeah, Warren called timeout with 1:03.
Here we go. Half a yard.
So a half a yard needed by the Trojans. It'll be 4th and goal, just inside the 1.
And it seems that the Greyhounds' momentum has just dropped right here in these last 2 drives. And the Vikings fans are getting riled up here with 9:33 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Greyhounds up the ball on the Vikings 33-yard line.
If you're Valpo, you don't give up many yards here. You don't want to allow Carmel to have a field goal opportunity.
And a stop for the Viking defense. Great block right there for the Vikings.
I believe that was Cooper Jones once again. Cooper Jones has come up with blocks, and I think this is now the 3rd straight game where he's come up with a couple of huge blocks at that defensive front line.
Valparaiso having 5 blocks just last week. That's the first block of tonight by Cooper Jones. He had 2 last week.
Gaffney's out there. Carson Steele is out there.
And Matheson as well. Your seniors. Here we go.
Gaffney is on the left side, though. He's blocking. He's not running.
I don't know. Were they trying to quarterback keeper?
I think that somebody missed the play. I mean, Jackson Moore ended up with the football. He never got it handed off. He never handed off. Take a look at it. He lost the ball.
Bobbled the ball on the snap.
The football.
We've seen that throughout the season at times.
Wow.
But the snap to the quarterback wasn't clean at a bobble, and he was not able to hand it off.
Almost out of his hands. He almost didn't catch it at all, and he had no chance to hand it off. Looked like they were going to steal 30.
So the ball at the half-yard line, Ted, what you got to try to do, try to get a safety, and then they got to kick or punt it to you to get the ball back.
Well, I mean, all you got to do is run quarterback sneaks.
Try to get a push here. But you know how Warren at times.
You're going to run from the shotgun.
He made, yeah, I guess so. And it's a high snap. He barely handled it, and
he's gone.
Here goes Elliott. He's going to go 99 yards for the touchdown.
No, they're going to catch him.
Pence is chasing him, and Pence will push him down inside the 20.
I think he stayed in bounds.
Wow. They go shotgun formation, and they nearly snapped it over the top of George's head. And
46 right there. Waiting for the extra point.
Snap is down, a low snap, so it's going to be a fake. And here's McCombs. He's going to throw in the end zone, has receiver open. Did he catch it? Oh, my goodness.
They going to count it?
Back of the end zone, Mason Alker
Greyhounds on top of the Vikings, as the Vikings just could not stop the Greyhounds offense on advancing. And you could see the frustration on the Vikings' faces. But Dylan Downing with a great rushing touchdown right there. And it will put Carmel even more on top of the Vikings as we line up here for the extra point. And the extra point is good. Greyhounds up 14-3. You're watching Porter County TV, home of Class 6A semi-state football.
The ball, laces up, extra point, good.
Mattis, it is up, and it is good.
Flag.
There's a penalty marker down, though, so hang on.
This is a must. You got to have this extra point. Who are they saying? Boy, if this is against Lutheran, they'll have to kick it again. If it's against the Falcons, it's a score. Let's see what the call is.
No word yet from Dave Senning.
Block below the waist against Lutheran. Move back. Chop block. Can't do that.
That's I'm sure that's Dave Pash. It's hard
Yeah.
to tell with all the.
Well, here's what he's saying. He said, listen, my guy just went into a blocking stance. What's he supposed to do? That's the argument he's trying to make. It's not going to hold water here, but, boy, Lutheran's got to kick it again. And this is going to be interesting because they don't kick a lot of field goals. Let's see what they do.
Well, they haven't kicked a field goal all year.
Yeah, so this
almost becomes a field goal.
How big a penalty was that?
All right, so they will move the line of scrimmage.
This is a must, Bake. It's a must.
Back to the 12. So this becomes basically a 29-yard field goal.
Yes, sir.
Mattis has the distance.
Oh, he's got it.
It is good.
Yep.
And with 10:24 to go in the fourth quarter, a good drive by.
That ball was driven down in the ground, and kickers practice that. A lot of kickers stay away from things going on in the game day, but he practices that, I'm sure, time after time after time, and work perfection.
So Shatar trying to get the trains back on.
Teams playing in the state tonight. This was for the state championship. Now, I don't know that Carmel or Valpo, I don't think they can beat either one of these teams. But anyway, Warren's going to the state championship. They're 11.
Like Jackson Kurth did there.
12-yard carry by Jackson Kurth. First and 10 for the Vikings on their own 32-yard line. Hands it off to Kurth again. Kurth finds a gap in the middle and gets stopped for a 2-yard gain. Excuse me, 3-yard gain. It will be a 2nd and 7. Pageant with the tackle right there for the Greyhounds. And the Vikings look to the side to see from the offensive coordinator what they will be running here. Two wide receivers, one in the middle. C.J. Opperman looks and just short. C.J. Opperman to Antonio Osorio, just could not find it right there.
Will Pageant on the coverage for Carmel. 3rd and 7.
And it will be 3rd and 7 for the Vikings here. 7:45 remaining in the third quarter. Vikings on their own 35-yard line.
It was a good route that time by Antonio Osorio. It was just a little bit too far of a pass from C.J. Opperman and just barely deflected off the right hand of Antonio Osorio. As now Warren Central has officially won the game down at Warren Central 27-20, so they'll head on to the state championship game.
And Opperman looks deep, and there's a pass interference on that play. Pass interference will be on Tommy Sprates. And it seems to be a first down for the Vikings here, intended receiver Jesse Harper. And the Vikings will be in better territory right here as we watch the replay. And you will see the Greyhounds do make the pass interference. Tommy Sprates did not think so, as he thought Harper ran into him. But the officials made the call, and Valparaiso is in Bulldog territory at their 49-yard line. Excuse me, Greyhound territory. And they're pushing forward. And Jackson Kurth with the 1-yard gain will be 2nd and 9.
Owen Schaefer along with Dominic Patrick made the stop. 2nd and 9 for the Vikings.
7:20 remaining in the third quarter. Greyhounds up 14-3. CJ Opperman lines up here, hands it off to Kurth. Kurth looks to the left side, shoves a man down. Kurth gets on forward, and Jackson Kurth with a carry right there to the 42-yard line of Greyhound territory.
Yeah, you're going to see here on the replay the slot receiver Antonio Rosario comes up with a huge block. Right here, he's just able to hold his block just long enough so Jackson Kurth could get the edge and gain a few yards on that run.
And Valparaiso bringing back some momentum against this Carmel defense. And it's a wildcat formation as Jesse Harper breaks through the middle and gets the first down against the Greyhounds. It will be a Vikings first down. And the spot will be at, seems to be the Greyhounds 29-yard line. Great rush right there by Jesse Harper in wildcat formation. .6:10 remaining in the third quarter. Greyhounds still up 14-3 over the Vikings. And there are flags flying on the play. Late flag by the head official. And is a false start on the Vikings, as that will push them back 5 yards. It will be 1st and 15 on the Hounds.
Doing the whole game. Look out. Trying to chase down Myers again. He is deep.
Yeah, that's a Reynolds, the ball carrier there.
That's right. They got number 12, Wyatt Reynolds, that time.
Boy,
Big game.
How about that? The quarterback fakes. Or excuse me, it wasn't the quarterback, but it was Reynolds. And boy, he got a great hole and he got a nice opening. And boy, this one could be the backbreaker. If North Vermilion Bay could put it in here, that may.
And we're going to see here on the replay, it's a designed rollout to the left. Jesse Harper's going to sneak out and do a little wheel route to the right side, and a perfect place pass that time by Alferman just over the outstretched arm of the defender. Falls right into the chest of Jesse Harper.
7 Cordeo with the coverage right there. And Kurth runs on the left side. Finds an opening in between a couple of Hounds and continues on forward.
Oh, yeah. They got 6 on that play. 2nd down and 4. And then you can see just how much North Vermilion's milking that clock using.
And here comes again the Wildcat formation. Jesse Harper gets the snap. Runs on the left side and will get brought down.
Up on the right hip of Ellis this time. Left side is Reynolds. And they give the ball to Reynolds. And he is hit at the 10 and knocked down right at about the 10-yard line, so no gain. 3rd down. Nolan Bryant, number 42, into the stop that time for the Lutheran Saints.
6:16, Bake left in this one.
Again, the winner here heads down to Lucas Oil Stadium.
Falcons in no hurry.
And they would play next Saturday at noon. 5:55 to go now. Here's the handoff over the right side, maybe a yard. And 3rd down.
Got to get it here.
Gets them nothing.
They may be thinking field goal if they don't get it here. Keep it a 2-score game.
Well, they've tried 1 field goal all year, and they missed it.
You got to think about it, but what you want to do is get it.
Well, the ball's at the 9-yard line.
Get a first down. You want to move the chains here.
Yep.
That's your first priority.
They need about 4 yards for the first down. And here they go again. This is a big play on 4th down and 4.
Big play, big both sides, big play.
High snap. It is picked up, though, nonetheless by Myers. And Myers down to around the 5. And again, we'll have to depend on the spot. I thought he had it initially, Jen. Now I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure. Their forward progress says he's short. He's short by my way I'm seeing it.
It is.
It is. Oh my! I kick a field goal there. I don't care how bad he is. You got a chip shot.
That's the second successive possession by North Vermilion where they have turned the ball over on downs. Now, to their credit, though,
to this Valpo squad.
And let's see if the Valparaiso Vikings continue their momentum against these dogs right here. Jesse Harper finds a gap in the middle, and Jesse Harper is going to get the touchdown for the Vikings. Runs right through the middle, and the Vikings will be up 9-14, 4:38 remaining on the clock. As you see in this replay right here, scrambles into the middle and somehow finds a way to get out as the offensive line opens it up perfectly for him. And here comes the kicking unit for the extra point. Liam Shepard, number 97, the kicker. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Hounds still up.
It's 15. That's Luke Snow.
You're exactly right, Big.
Yeah. Luke Snow gets the reception and a good throw by Blake White.
Well, they got themselves some working room now. Here we go.
He's the second leading receiver on the ball club. 22 receptions for 329 yards. Just inside 5 minutes to go. On the ground they go. And they'll keep the ball moving and move it out to the 30-yard line. A gain of around 5 yards on that play on the ground.
All you ask is to have a shot. You have a shot. Lutheran has a shot to end this thing. Got to get a score, but it's in their hands. They got the ball. Now they got to execute.
Second down and 5 for the Saints of Indianapolis Lutheran High School. 4.5 minutes to go in this game. This time, White is back. He's going to throw on the run. Got a receiver at the 43-yard line, and that'll stop the clock on a good throw and a good catch again. And this time it's number 16, Logan Beard.
Beard just with a crossing route. Hits him in stride in hands. The clock will stop. The chains will move. And Lutheran's on the move, Bake. Take a look.
Well, this is a nice pass.
Yes, it is.
And there was lots of good White coverage in there that time. North Vermilion had the defenders there. He just put it right where you couldn't get it.
I'll tell you, at times, White has been super precise.
4 minutes, 23 seconds to go. Fourth quarter of this contest. 14-7 football game. This time the handoff goes up the middle, and this is McFadden again. McFadden gets almost 10 yards again on this play. Very close to another first down to the 47-yard line.
Boy, you can't say enough good things about the determination of this St. Ball Club. Again, another individual takes the football and absolutely refuses to go down. There's a missed tackle there. It finally brought down.
They gave him 9, Jan. It's a very short 1 yard here. Here's the inside handoff again, and this time hit right at the line of scrimmage and stuffed right there. A couple of guys coming out of the bottom of that pile. Derek Von Cannon, one of the guys on defense that time to make the stop for North Vermilion. No gain. Third down.
First down. They said he got enough.
Oh, they did give him the first down.
He got a good spot.
Well, he did get a good spot.
He did. Stops the clock, moves the chains. Here we go.
Ball is now just inside the 47-yard line. Clock at 3 minutes, 35 seconds to go. You see the score, 14-7, North Vermilion. They scored both their touchdowns in the third quarter of this game after a scoreless first half. Back to throw. Here is White. Throwing it. It is intercepted again. And picked off this time by number 44, and that is Corey Buchhaus.
Third interception. Oh, my. What a backbreaker.
That's his second interception.
8-yard run by Downing. And the Hounds continue to march forward as the Vikings could not get the stop there. They're on their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, coming into this game, we really thought it was going to be really like it had been for a good portion being Dylan Downing and then also Zach White. Zach White's a sophomore on this team, really the second running back. But Dylan Downing has really taken over the running back duties for this Greyhound squad, especially here tonight. And he's proven that he's a good choice for that, as well as there's going to be a flag here, as I think there was some movement on that offensive line.
And the official's mic was not working right there, but it is a false start on the Hounds right there, and it will be a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 here for the Greyhounds. They line up here in the gun. Ball snapped back. Stays in the pocket. Comes up a bit. And hits his intended receiver, Sam Rogers. Great pass right there by the Hounds as they are marching forward. 11-yard pass right there. It will be 2nd and 4.
One thing Quigley did a good job there is he was moving up in the pocket. A lot of times high school quarterbacks, when they move up in the pocket, they just look straight ahead. They look at the green grass in front of them. They think to run right away. He did a good job of keeping his hips square to where he was trying to throw. When you keep your hips square, you're able to make a nice solid throw. He does a good job of that as he completes the pass to Sam Rogers.
And the Vikings are taking down Christian Williams. It seemed to be on the carry right there. Great play by the Vikings right there. Push him back 2 yards. It will be 3rd and 6 for the Greyhounds as there's 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Greyhounds up 14-10 over the Valparaiso Vikings. And the Valparaiso fans are pumped up here as the Hounds look to get a first down right here. Valparaiso secondary playing up. And they're going to call a timeout for the Greyhounds. That is their first timeout of the second half.
Again, they set up in that I formation. They just hand the ball off to eat up some more time with Christian Myers, again, the guy in command. It'll be 2nd down after he gets about 3 yards. And now all they got to do is just, they're going to get a timeout taken now by Indianapolis Lutheran. And we will take a stay right here. Jan, let's again. We had Pioneer. You say it was 20 to nothing.
It's now 28-7.
28-7. Okay. So it would appear.
I don't know. I don't think it's final yet, but it's 28-7. It's getting close to final. 4th period still. 28-7. Pioneer has a 20-point lead.
Let's take a look at some of the scores up there. Valpo and Carmel. We saw that to Carmel ahead of that ball game. Warren Central wins another trip back to Lucas Oil Stadium. Yeah. It's a good ball game there. Decatur Central's a ball club. I think it's got something to say.
They're rolling.
Yeah, they are.
That's a good Columbus East ball club they beat, too.
Bremen a leader, a winner. Here's this is a game tomorrow, by the way. Marion has to travel all the way down to the Pocket City down in Evansville. Speaking of Evansville, Memorial doing a number on Chatard, which surprises me a lot. And Fort Wayne Bishop Winger 24-6. Our thanks to the folks at Channel 13 for all their assistance in helping us gather these scores in. Dave Calabro and his gang. There's a handoff up the middle again. They'll get the first down, and now we're just waiting to celebrate. If you're a North Vermilion fan, and congratulations going out to the Falcons, barring some kind of a miracle in the final minute 11. Another timeout will be taken by Indianapolis Lutheran. Vermilion started the season winning the first 3 games over Evansville, Boise, South Vermilion, and Covington. That Covington game went to 2 overtimes, by the way, 28-25. Then they lost to a 2A ball club, Linton Stockton, which has had a really good program over the past several years.
Yeah.
Then they rolled over Riverton Park. They beat Attica, Park Heritage, Fountain Central, Seeger. Then they got the sectional play. And here again, a play on the ground, which is just eating up time. We're down to 49 seconds, final timeout of the second half.
Boy, this is going to be a tough one for Lutheran. 4 times in 5 years, Bake, and they've just not been able to get over this hurdle.
Yeah, that's one of the things that
and Combs is going to fight his way into the end zone. And a late flag is thrown on the play, so Branson Combs he's done it all. Another interception by Nondorf, and
now the door is just wide open.
And yeah, the floodgates have just seemed to come in, but your coach Jewell, again, this game is essentially anything can happen in high school football, as you never put your head down, but it's been a disappointing effort for Nondorf. I'm sure he didn't envision this coming into today's game.
This, if you look at the crowd over on the Evansville side, this Evansville community is very proud of their teams. And, the crowd tonight, I'm sure there'll be a crowd tomorrow at Central. And both of these Evansville teams that are in the semi-state the city is very excited about these teams being here as we get ready for the extra point to make it 42-3.
For the extra point, it is good. The kicker did miss an extra point there in the first quarter, but they got a 2-point conversion.
Green pass right there to Jackson Kurth will be a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8.
I'll tell you what, this game, C.J. Hoffman has definitely done a better job in regards to his passing. A lot more of the passes have been spot on, and also it's significantly warmer. It's still not warm. It's still pretty chilly out, but it's still quite a bit warmer than it was last week. It's easier to throw the ball in this little bit warmer weather.
And Kurth gets the pass right here. And the Big Dogs take him down for no gain at the line of scrimmage. Will be 3rd and 8. With the clock continuing, dropping down to now 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter, as this is a very quick game, 48 minutes just for the first half alone. And we have 24 minutes of regulation per half, so that just shows how quick this game is going. Opperman lines up, takes the ball, stays in the pocket, gets hit, and cannot find his intended receiver, Antonio Osorio. And the Vikings will have to punt here as it is 4th and 9. Good stop there by the Greyhounds. 18.8 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah, that play call from head coach Bill Marshall was kind of necessary on that 3rd and 9. They needed to have some kind of pass play. You couldn't elect to run the ball when it's 4th and 9, 4th and long, trying to get a first down in your own territory. But really, those first 2 plays of that drive, they were both screen passes. They were the same exact play, but just to opposite sides of the field.
Mason Maple to punt here. And Christian Williams will fall down upon it. And the Hounds will start at their own 47-yard line. Now let's see what the Hounds do here, as they are up 14-10. Let's see if they continue to hold off the Vikings here, if they continue to run the ball. I don't see them throwing the ball too much coming into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, for Carmel, what they're trying to do right now is just slow down the game. They're trying to drain out as much clock as they can, but also try and put some more points up on the board. Down by just 4, and you at least want to get a field goal. At least try and make this into a 7-point game. You don't want Valpo to be able to come down the field and score a touchdown and take the lead if you're Carmel.
And Quigley hands it off to Downing. Downing finds a gap, pushes a man back. Downing, as we talked about before, can push a man back. And the Greyhounds with a 14-yard gain for Dylan Downing. And that will push the chains on forward. And as the clock continues to rush here, and we're at the end of the third quarter. Greyhounds up 14-10 over the Vikings. You're watching Porter County TV. I'm Zach Collins along with Peyton Ball and the video production team of the Porter County Career Center. Third quarter was eventful.
For your final score, North Vermilion 14, Indianapolis Lutheran 7. Take a quick break, come back and wrap things up from Indianapolis Lutheran High School on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
Have a chance to play for the state championship game down in Indianapolis at the Colts Stadium at Lucas Oil Stadium. Obviously, both teams, it's huge for them. Carmel made it to the state championship game a few years ago, actually against Warren Central. But for Valpo, it's been a long time since they've been able to play in this state championship game. It wasn't even actually Lucas Oil Stadium. Lucas Oil Stadium wasn't even built yet. The Colts were still at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. So for these Vikings, this is huge for them. This is something they've been pushing for the past couple of years. They've been a good team for the past few years, but they just haven't been able to get over that hump. A lot of fans this year thought that maybe this could have been their year. They've shown that they have the right to fight for this state championship game here in the semi-state game here tonight.
And the last time the Vikings making it and winning state was 1975, when we weren't even thought of, Peyton. And the Hounds are at the Vikings 39-yard line. Hands it off to Zach White.
It's some of the limited action that Zach White has seen so far tonight. Dylan Downing has seen the bulk, really the majority. I think Zach White only has maybe 3 or 4. You're pushing if you're saying 5 carries so far tonight for Zach White, who had a lot of carries the past few weeks, but really it's been Dylan Downing tonight, and you really just stick with the hot hand if you're a coach. It's the same way with basketball and things like that. In basketball, if there's a guy who's continually making shots, you give the ball to him and you get out of his way. And tonight for the Greyhounds, it's you give the ball to Dylan Downing and you get out of his way.
Greyhounds 2nd and 9 here on the Viking 38-yard line. And the play clock runs down as the Greyhounds have to call their second timeout of the half.
For this Chittard offense.
And he trapped the ball, so that's an incomplete pass for the chain gang guy. North Vermilion is 13-1 going into the state championship as they will meet probably Pioneer, as Pioneer leads 36-7 over Adams Central. Pioneer is undefeated.
3rd down and long, a pitch to the running back, and he is tackled in the backfield. The handoff was Andrew Sowinski, and nice job defensively by Memorial on a shoestring tackle. Loss of about 4 yards, and here comes the punting unit again for Chittard.
West Lafayette just scored to make it 14-13 with 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. I'll tell you what, some close games and good games tomorrow as well.
Yeah, you and Sean will be back here.
We'll be back in
our Evansville game, yeah.
We're having breakfast and have our production meeting and head to Central tomorrow morning.
A low snap, but it is taken by Chittard, and it is going to be a fair caught. They're going to mark him at the 40-yard line. Punt taken in by Logan Lively. And here comes Lindauer again out on the field.
Hey, while we have this time, let's thank both of these schools and the administration of both of these schools. They have done a nice job keeping us really busy. We want to thank Charlie Roberts as well. Mike's who.
It's going to go to Carmel. A good job that time by really both guys. They both went up for it. As you can see here on the replay on this near side. And it's a dual possession which will go to Carmel. And a huge play coming up here with a 3rd down and a possible stopping opportunity for the Vikings.
3rd and 4 with 10:33 remaining in the 4th quarter. And the Greyhounds running up. And it looks like they're going to get stopped by the Viking defense. Gain of 1 yard right there. It will be 4th and 3. Players still on the ground here. Just seems that the play was run without any intention to run it. It seemed that the offensive line just could not open up at all as Valpo's defensive line continued to push on forward.
Well, yeah, I think Carmel kind of knew no matter what, as long as they weren't going to lose a bunch of yardage, that they were going to go for it here on this 4th down. A huge play here, 4th and short in the 4th quarter with 9:50 left to go. 14-10, the Greyhounds lead.
4th and 3. Quigley, is close to being sacked. And it will be an incomplete pass. Intended receiver, Christian Williams, number 6 of the Greyhounds. And the Vikings get a stop here. 9:41 remaining in the game. Vikings will take possession on their own 32-yard line.
That's a huge play. Valpo has all of the momentum on their side now after forcing a turnover on downs. And it's not like they necessarily have great field position, but it's not bad. It could be a lot worse. They're starting on their own 32-yard line. It could have been a lot worse for the Vikings, but they're able to force a turnover on downs, get the ball at their own 32 with 9:41 left to go in this fourth quarter. Try and see if they can put some points up on the board and take the lead here tonight.
Opperman with the snap here. Jackson Kurth goes to the left side, and we'll get about a 3-yard gain. It will be 2nd and 7. 9:28 remaining in the game as we're in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds up 14-10 over the Vikings. Vikings have possession on their own 35-yard line.
You see Jake Evans is back in the game after he was down the last time out for the Vikings. He had gone down with an injury, but he's back in a huge plus for the
Play
Vikings.
action as Jesse Harper gets the ball here, but gets immediately tackled, and that will be a loss of yards for the Vikings. It's going to be a loss of about 4 yards that will push them behind the original line of scrimmage. Will be 3rd and 11. And the Vikings figure out what they're going to do here. I expect a pass from C.J. Apperman, hopefully a screen pass, due to that being very, very successful for the Vikings here. Kurth to Opperman's left side. Opperman stays in the pocket, looks, and cannot find his receiver. Luke Patterson, the intended receiver, and the Vikings will bring in the special teams unit, as just nothing really happened in that entire drive right there. You know, gain of 3, then a loss of 4, incomplete pass, and now you have the special teams unit.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to look to Carmel's defense. I've been saying this all night. Their defense is one of the best, if not the best, in the state. I think Warren Central gives them a run for their money, but Warren Central continually allows a lot of points. Carmel doesn't. They've only allowed so far 10 here tonight.
And Mason Maple with a late hit on him. And the Greyhounds call for a fair catch, Christian Williams. And the Hounds will take place on their own 38-yard.
He's going to be tackled for a minimal gain, so it's going to be a 3rd down for Chittard. And 3rd down and 5. So a manageable 3rd down for Chittard. They need to get this here if they want any chances of staying in this game with 9 minutes to go. Looks like single coverage for Memorial as Nondorf is staying in the game. He's thrown for 5 interceptions so far. He's going to scroll out to his left. Look to throw down the field, and he throws, and it is caught. Good catch there by Sowinski for Chittard, just short of the 50-yard line. 1st down.
So I think he ruled him out of bounds. Yep, ruled him out of bounds.
And let's see what Quigley does here for the Greyhounds. Quigley looks up the middle and cannot find a man. Intended receiver was Hagen Van Vynen, and just cannot find him. It will be 3rd and 11.
And I believe that pass was tipped that time by Tyler Bucher right around the middle of the field. Tyler Bucher's come up with a couple of nice plays so far here, especially in this second half. He's always a huge factor on defense. Really, it seems like, I feel like I always say that a certain guy on Valpo's defense is a huge factor on defense. They have a bunch of stars on their defensive squad. Every single guy comes up with big plays when they need to, and they're going to need a lot of those here tonight.
And let's see what the Greyhounds can do up against these Vikings. Quigley keeps the ball and will get taken down as the Vikings push the Dogs on back. Dylan Dingman. And number 11, Cooper Jones for the Vikings right there, stopping the Dogs as the Vikings are taking advantage. Will be 4th and 16 for the Greyhounds here with a running clock with 7:10 remaining in this fourth quarter.
It was a huge defensive stop that time for the Vikings. Carmel was only able to waste down just over a minute off of that game clock. So the Vikings able to get the ball back pretty quick.
And a live drive punt. Harper is going to leave it for some Dogs to get on around. And it seems that the Vikings will start.
2 carries for 4 yards. Hasn't had much running room, so Chittard has done a nice job stopping Johnson.
John Hurley will go at 87-53 all time in 11 years here at Evansville Memorial. Great coaching career here at Evansville Memorial.
So 2nd down and 12 after the loss of 2 is going to be a handoff to the fullback. A little bit of miscommunication there between the
Seems like from the town are here. This is a huge game here tonight for this city.
And Jackson Kerr with the rush right there. He will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a yard. Will be 2nd and 11 for the Vikings here. Kurth just cannot figure it out tonight, as either they're calling the wrong plays or he just can't get it with his offensive line, and they're just not connecting. What do you think it is tonight, Baden?
I mean, this is a defense that the Vikings have not faced anything close to it this year. This is a defense that will really put the pressure on you, especially on the offensive side.
And Jesse Harper, the intended receiver on that play, and it will be an incomplete pass. Coverage by Ty Weiss of the Greyhounds.
Yeah, Viking fans were really looking for a pass interference call there, as Jesse Harper had to basically turn around. The pass was a little bit short, and a lot of times when the pass is short, you might not necessarily get that call. It's when maybe you have to move over to, that's when you might be able to get that pass interference call. But I think the argument there is that the defensive back for Carmel never turned around. He was facing Jesse Harper that entire time, but the Vikings not going to get the call here. A lot of times in playoff time, officials are going to keep the flag in their pocket.
And Opperman looks and passes, and it is incomplete. Intended receiver Antonio Osorio, and he tried to keep it in his hands but just could not continue. Great pass by C.J. Opperman right here.
Well, that was really close to being a fantastic catch by Osorio. You're going to see right when he's about to get the ball, he almost like pins it up against the defensive back. He holds it with his left hand and pinned it up against his body, but as soon as he took that second hit, it fell down to the turf.
4th and 11 for the Vikings, 6:07 remaining in the 4th quarter, as they're going to bring on the special teams unit. Mason Maple, the punter, going to punt to the Hounds right here. And a good punt. And Christian Williams continues to just fall on these punts, which for the Vikings is good, as Christian Williams is a great punt returner for Carmel.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Carmel still starting in good field position. It's going to be around the 37-yard line for the Greyhounds. If you're Valpo here, you're going to try and obviously force another quick 3-and-out, as quick as you possibly can. If you're Carmel, I guarantee you their coaching staff right now is talking to them to drain the clock as much as you can. Take the play clock all the way down to 2, 3, 4 seconds and try and see how much time you can drain off of this clock and see if you can run out of here with a win.
6 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Greyhounds up 14-10 over the Vikings. Quigley hands it off to Downing, and Downing runs forward for about a 5-yard gain. Will be 2nd and 5 on the Greyhounds' own 41-yard line. Noah Beller with the stop for the Vikings right there. And let's see what the Greyhounds are planning up against these Vikings. And setting up. And it seems that Dylan Downing is just short of the first down. Let's see if they will give it to him. Let's see where the ball is spotted. And it is spotted just short of the first down. And it looks like they spotted the ball even further back than it was before.
Yeah, I think they're going to call the chain gang out, as they will, to see if they can get a measurement.
If not, it will be 3rd and inches with 5:14 remaining. And they're making these guys have to run all the way across the field. And it is just short of the first down. Will be 3rd and inches for the Greyhounds coming up here. And actually, they are moving the chains again.
Yeah, they're going to do this just to spot the ball, make sure they have the exact same spot as they had before. And really, when they first spotted it, I'd say it was probably about maybe 2 feet further up towards the 50-yard line. But then when they tossed it back, they moved it back another maybe a couple feet. That might have made the difference right there.
It seemed that one official thought that he knew exactly where the spot would be, and the Greyhounds are questioning where the spot was, it seems to be. But they will take action here. And Quigley going to take the ball for himself. And it will get pushed by a bunch of Greyhounds. It will get a 2-yard gain right there for a first down. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And the chains are moving as the Greyhounds are in midfield at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10.
And one thing I have to commend the Greyhounds on, the way they run their plays is, in a sense, very professional-like. They run it like a lot of college teams, like a lot of professional teams. A lot of times you won't see high school teams necessarily run a QB sneak like that. You'll see them just immediately go up under center. That time in the pistol formation, runs up underneath center, try and catch the defense off guard.
And Quigley took the ball for himself to get a 6-yard gain. It will be 2nd and 3. Carmel does a great job of faking it, especially in those situations, to Dylan Downing, and Quigley taking the ball for himself and getting a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, one thing that Quigley not only does well in hiding the ball against himself, but a lot of times you want to use the running back that you're faking the handoff to as kind of a he is a decoy, but also as kind of a shield to block where that ball is. And Quigley does a really good job of hiding that ball.
And Quigley handing it off to Downing, and Downing will be brought down by the Vikings, but it will be a Greyhounds first down as the chains continue to move on forward for an 8-yard gain right there. It will be 1st and 10 with 3:53 remaining in this fourth quarter. Greyhounds up 14-10. And the Vikings call a timeout there. That is their first timeout.
I like the aggressive play.
Harrison again gets the carry up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, lowers his shoulder, 10, 5, and he stomps his way into the end zone for a Trojan touchdown.
And you got to be really happy for these kids to score here late in the game.
A late flag is thrown on the play. Harrison, who is a senior, gets a touchdown to end his senior career. Let's see if the touchdown is going to stand after the flag. The offense is running off the field, seeming or suggesting it's going to be on Harrison. It's actually going to be on Chittard. But this play might be taken at the kickoff, so.
I think the score will count, and they will do it on the kickoff. So the touchdown does count, so it makes it 42-9. I do believe that might be the 3rd personal foul against Chittard tonight.
So Chittard gets another touchdown on the board. It gets a touchdown on the board, I'm sorry. Extra point is up and good, so they stop the 42-0 run.
And the clock resumes again, 3:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. Hounds have the ball on the Vikings' 34-yard line. Vikings need to get a stop here if they want to have a chance in this game.
And they're stopping. I think Bill Marshall kind of said something to the official on the near side about something with the clock. They were pointing up at the clock.
And the official talking to Bill Marshall.
And so they're adding time onto the clock. So now they went from adding 6 seconds to now they're adding 9 seconds onto the clock. Or pardon me, 11 seconds at 3:34.
What a difference in time right there. 11 seconds could be a big difference in this game.
11 seconds is good enough for a play even too if it's maybe a short out route or something like that. So that's a huge difference maker for both of these teams.
And Valparaiso and Carmel's fans are both getting riled up, as you can see towels and pom-poms flying everywhere here in Valparaiso tonight. It is still a running clock. 3:10 remaining in the fourth quarter.
So now they're going to stop play again, as the official now on the far side was the one to call the head official over, as they're both talking together.
Confusing time if you're a fan here and you have no idea what would be going on at this moment.
And so now the official's going to go over to the Carmel bench to basically relay the information as to what needs to happen.
Started playing football in 1925. They have an overall record of 562, 370, and 28. Do you know when Chittard started playing football?
1962.
63.
Okay.
And their overall record 503, 160, and 1. So both of these teams have some rich history, but you know, we talked about 1926, and that's
how about the people back in 1926, if you will, 96 years ago? Would they ever imagine they would see turf?
Yeah, and you have to. Yeah, I mean, you back then you had half the height, half the size, leather helmets.
Yeah, Bill Ludlow played with leather helmets back in the day.
Well, that's Bill, if you're listening.
Well, he is listening. That's why I said it. So, no, I'm not going to say that. And someone said something about you. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, Billy Ludlow. Tell you what, we work with some great people. This is why we do this on Friday nights, isn't it? We love working with great people.
Yep.
Yep.
And a run here by Memorial on the outside run. Gets to inside.
Play clock in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds up 14-10 over the Vikings. And the Greyhounds looking to see what they can do here. Handoff to Downing. Downing goes on the left side, goes out of bounds.
There's a flag on the field as well, right around the area of holding.
Downing makes it to the 25-yard line. Let's see what the play is here. It will be on Carmel.
That's a huge break there for the Vikings after giving up a gain of a few yards. Now with the holding call against Carmel.
Dylan Downing did do a great job on that rush right there, as the play clock would have stopped anyway, but would have continued to be able to rush off time, as it would have been a first and 10 situation once more and even deeper in Viking territory. But the Greyhounds see what they look to do here. One man on the left, one on the right. And a man in the backfield. Downing goes on the left side, denies a man, and gets tackled at the Viking 35-yard line. Reese Crossan and Max Bucher with the stop. And a Valparaiso timeout. That is their second timeout of
Carter Berry there on the recovery for Chittard. We'll see if they want to get any more points here with 52 seconds to go here in the fourth. So we'll see if Nondorf is going to come back onto the field. He's not. It's going to be a new quarterback for Chittard. It's Kyle Cheek, the junior. He's going to be playing presumably quarterback next year for Chittard. So Nondorf's career ends on a sour note. 6 interceptions for him. Didn't throw the ball for many yards. So now we'll see what Kyle Cheek. Yeah, he had a great year though before this, as Kyle Cheek gets the high snap, mishandles it. He's just scrambling for his life, throws, completes a receiver inside the 30-yard line, tackled out of bounds for a first down. But yeah, Nondorf did have a great year. Again, coming into today's matchup, he had a lot of passing yards. He had 2,400 to be exact. He threw the ball 24 times for touchdowns, only 7 interceptions.
That's also close enough to go for a field goal.
And let's see what the Carmel Greyhounds have discussed on the sidelines here. Downing goes right up the middle and gets shot down. 3-yard gain right there. It will be 4th and 6.
That's Eric Osborne on the reception. So Chatard scoring 2 late touchdowns here in the 4th quarter. All of it being not enough, as with an extra point could be 42-17. So Chatard showing some life here in the 4th quarter. Nice job there by Cheek. He did a nice job of those 2 passing plays. The first one kept keeping his composure. Second one stepping up in the pocket, recognizing he had pressure coming from the outside, and found a receiver. A nice catch there by Eric Osborne, tipping it to himself. As the extra point is down, up, and it is good.
Which that really could have been an intentional delay of game from Carmel. You like to have maybe a little bit more room. You don't want to get yourself too close to the goal line. That's where one of your punts is going to maybe roll into the end zone. You'd rather give yourself a little bit more room, spread the field out a little bit, try and see if you can pin Valpo down within the 10.
It's going to be a very high point here, I assume, by Carmel, as they are positioned right now on their own 45-yard line to punt. And it's a short punt. And the Hounds are going to let it go back and continue to go back, as it will be very, very deep in Valparaiso territory at their own 4-yard line. Valparaiso 1st and 10 with 1:42 remaining in the 4th quarter. You're watching Porter County TV, home of Class 6A semi-state football. The Valparaiso Vikings versus the Carmel Greyhounds. I'm Zach Counts, on with Peyton Ball and the video production team of the Porter County Career Center. We look to see what Valparaiso can do here.
Yeah, this is what the game comes down to right here. 1:42 left to go in the 4th quarter. If you're in your seat, you must not be paying attention to the game here tonight.
Opperman looks to Harper and is incomplete.
Yeah, that ball snuck right between the hands of Joey Schmidt, one of the linebackers for this Carmel squad. It was really not a very good pass from Opperman, a little bit of an errant throw. And Schmidt went down to see if he could try and get the interception, but it fell right between his arms, and I think it even went right between his legs as well.
And the Vikings lining up here again, up against this Greyhounds defense. Opperman looks to Harper again. Harper completes the pass. And the Vikings are marching.
What a catch here from Jesse Harper. The ball was floated right over the head of that defensive back, number 3. Jesse Harper comes up with the ball, barely able to get 1 foot inbounds. A huge play that time. Jesse Harper has come up with a couple of huge catches. Really, I think it's been 3 so far. After a game where he struggled last week against Crown Point, dropped the ball several times, he's made some huge catches here tonight for the Vikings.
1:30 remaining on the clock. Opperman looks, finds Kurth. Kurth runs out of bounds. And there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, this flag is going to be a personal foul if there was a really hard block right where Jackson Kurth was when he ran out of bounds. I think they're going to say it was a late hit.
Personal foul, blindside block, on the offense.
And it is a blindside block by the Vikings right there. And a call that just does not favor them in any way, as Jackson Kurth would have had a 6-yard gain right there. Would have been 2nd and 4, but rather the Vikings are pushed back to their own 19-yard line with 1:27 remaining in this 4th quarter. And Opperman sits in the pocket, goes around, goes to Jesse Harper, and cannot find him as he tossed too high. 1:20 run remaining in this 4th quarter. It is 2nd down for the Vikings here.
If you're CJ Opperman, you don't want to try and do too much here. You don't want to try and force anything and throw an interception. You want to try and do some Nice, simple passes. Get yourself into rhythm. You still have time to get into a rhythm with 1:21 left. Enough time to get into that rhythm and maybe make some big passes later on.
2nd and 19 here. Jackson Kurth bobbles the ball a bit and runs immediately out of bounds. It will now be the Vikings at the 24-yard line here.
Good job by Jackson Kurth to still somehow catch that ball. The pass was thrown a little bit high. He had to put his hands up over his head, knock it down, and able to secure it into his chest.
3rd and 15 here for the Vikings. They need to make something out of this as there's 1 minute, 13 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Greyhounds up 14-10. Opperman looks to Harper and cannot complete the pass to Jesse Harper. Just thrown a little bit too high. That will bring up 4th down for the Vikings. It will be 4th and 15 with 1:08 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that pass by C.J. Opperman, not only just a little bit high, but also a little bit behind Jesse Harper. It's hard to lead a guy like that. Jesse Harper is incredibly fast, and it can be hard to kind of get your timing down, but they've had all season. I know they're going to say there's no excuse for that. So a big 4th down here for the Vikings.
Biggest 4th down here. Opperman looks deep to Harper. And Harper, the ball is incomplete. Ball was almost intercepted by the Greyhounds, but the Vikings cannot come up. Opperman looked to Harper once more and just could not find the intended receiver. Carmel will get the ball here on a turnover of downs with 1 minute, 1 second remaining in the 4th quarter in this semi-state Class 6A game. Greyhounds are up 14-10.
Yeah, that pass, even though it was almost intercepted, really should have been intercepted, but I think it even hit Jesse Harper's hands as he was falling down to the turf. That's one of the hardest catches to make after your vision's kind of blurred from it being blocked, and then it falls down to you. And a tough break for Jesse Harper. You can see that Jesse Harper is clearly the best option for this Valparaiso squad, as now the Greyhounds are just going to be able to kneel the ball a couple of times and be able to head on to the state championship game. And congrats to these Carmel Greyhounds. They've done a great job all season long. Their only 2 losses are to Warren Central and Center Grove. Warren Central, the team that won tonight against Center Grove. So it's going to be a good game between Carmel and Warren Central in the state championship game next weekend. And it's going to be something that I definitely will watch, especially following these teams closely. It's going to be a good game for sure.
Carmel would advance to an overall record of 11-2, and in the season they were 7-2 with the 2 losses, like you said, Peyton, to Center Grove and Warren Central. As the clock continues to drop down here, as we hit the 15-second mark, Greyhounds are going to win this game 14-10 over the Valparaiso Vikings. And it was just an upset game for the Vikings here.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, congratulations to the Carmel Greyhounds. They definitely deserved it. They're definitely a really good team, a top 5 team in both the AP poll and the coaches poll. They're a fantastic team. They have a great running attack and great defense as well. It was a good game here tonight, 14-10. What more could you ask for between 2 of the best teams in high school football? The Vikings had a fantastic season. This is something they had 10 straight wins, and they could have made it 11 here tonight. It was a close, a hard-fought game. If you're head coach Bill Marshall, going into that locker room, it's hard to be positive in a locker room where you just lost the semi-state game, but you have to be so proud of your guys here tonight.
Of course.
Especially the entire season. It's a team that's gone through ups and downs with many coaching changes in the offseason, but they found the right guy in Bill Marshall. Bill Marshall came in and coached 1 game last year. He got thrown into the wildfire at the end of the season in sectionals, but the Vikings definitely found the right coach in Bill Marshall. He's a guy of a lot of class. He's a great coach, and he's done a great job with his kids all season long. And I'll tell you what, I bet you they're only going to get a couple weeks off before they get right back into the locker room, right back into the weight room, and they start going at it again.
Oh, of course, and Bill Marshall being one of the hardest working men that is in the Valparaiso region, one of the nicest men I've ever met as a coach. Just a great guy. Players get along with him so well. They're just such a good family, and Bill Marshall being able to make it to semi-state in his first official head year of coaching at Valparaiso is an accomplishment in itself for the Valparaiso Vikings.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And for these seniors, it kind of hurts a little bit to get so far. You're really one drive, one big play away from making it to the state game. But for quarterback C.J. Opperman, he's a junior this year. He's coming back next year, and he's going to be looking to lead his team to a semi-state game, or semi-state game, and even a state game, hopefully if he can. So it's definitely a lot to be proud of. There's a lot to work on too in the offseason, especially for CJ Opperman. He's a great quarterback and a great team leader, but he can be an even better team leader and even better quarterback, as Valpo's had great quarterbacks throughout these past couple of years. You look at like Jake LaFew, for example. He was a great quarterback when he was here. And so he definitely has room to grow still. He could definitely be a better passer, but he's really done a great job with this team. And there's not much more you can ask of from a junior quarterback in CJ Opperman.
Yeah, C.J. Opperman coming back next year will be a great thing for the Valparaiso Vikings and the Valparaiso community, as they had riled around this entire team tonight. Half of Valparaiso was here in the stands with us cheering on. Half of you at home cheering on as well. And sadly, the Vikings just could not come up. But congratulations to Carmel as they continue to advance on, as they won in 2016. Let's see if they can do it in 2018 as well.
Yeah, you